Sanimo in our court na jatu. The court na jatu media. Then this declaration in its conclusion says that if these things you are doing are violations, then stop doing them. Stop that violation. That means now they have the right to education, so they have to come to school and come and continue their education. Simply put, all those conducts have been declared as violations. And if they are violations so-called and so declared, then you must stop. And if you are stopping, that means the kids have the right to come to school and continue their education.
June 2021. That was a Saudi video no atwa high needs 100.9 FM so. Woso me fofra yesimu yino na chese wo se ne manyina so timi ya fofro anane menya adwene saa na wo se bibia timi ya fofro an abrabomu chese kwan ya afa so ne nipadi nkita ho esesa musesa niema musesa niema mu ya fofro hunhummu hunamu bibia wo se sesa ebem esa se ya wura boso me fofro mu eja wasa wodada ho kakra obo onu ma sade ya sha ase January sade wote no saa no wote da bia na koma wo so nkasa ma ne nyintum da obo onu mo so a ono no chese da bia na sam ne yemfa ono kan kam chese ono no de nko a na ye correct wo de kire wadwen ekosi Yesu Kristo ani ase wo mfi wo musafo ni nyina yesi boso me foforo esam timi sesam ebra so sam gi ebinu madwen etum na mo de ye adwuma hwese be yi a mo ntra na mo hwese enye yi a kon mo nye bi da de bi ono kwa na adwene so ye ya obi kan say o spark ya kaskala na jiago abusu kai say enije wo hwe no sabeo emmere mawo sem enije be ye mmera mawo enije be tena wabra bom wani be gye no atumia asepa wo ho aye ne wo se wotumi eye bia na wo se woja complaining complain bebre na adoson ada na wofu ani enche niema bia sabio entimi ama wo so haw bia na nka wo se ba wo so na so entimi ama sika na eni ubotom no kwa e na wo dwene ho anya bia sika na ubotom no wo na wo mamobu adada anya bia mobu adada na ben ena moada makase matena se makase ne de ho de fra no pakosi anwumere mene memma ya nidi ana ya ye bibi just aduane antena ye mfie Debia wutimi didi emma chese bi broso eno ya hwe ho ne faseda menyame wate se woda fru woda na wo sori ahno petutu wo kata so na hunu se woda so kate asfo wo to nan na to peja wo se na peja wo ye se peja mo timi asore kama eno eya nigire sonko esombo sonko kra dan se na mini adwuma ye ena mini sika ena awradie ena wayi me ba kwa hye me se na fa he ko isa kompre no emfa se bitini wi ba ko se enka wotiri me ena etimi fa basafa enka wotenten ho if you start complaining yes enka sabi wotiri wi ebefu abunkam so anka afu asane afiri hu nyina abegu fo ezo esan se complain beberebe na emfa hwe meka abrabo hu nti no enya de wa hu bibi saa eti complain no ya tesoma me what odofo complain no teso na da bia muani nso kakra wonsa aka ai kakra wonsa somo no ma wani enso esan se bibia nyame makwan emeba yenso no de ya hoodin betimi yakita ewode ya hoodin betimi yasom ewode ye betimi agye eno tene nyame makwan masa ne ma na eba yenso wonim se wo how bi wo hono mu a eba wo so a na eba abetenetene wo eba be shepiu nipa bi wo hono ma oba wo life mu a na obeboa tenetene wo niema bi obeboa amwani aba wo so na so de bibia no afa ne bone ebra so se o how bi ebeba no be fan as opportunity a wodi be shepiu abrabo opportunity a ebe bie kwan bi ede ama wo na anka wani aba wo so na eniema bi hono mu anka wo mpene ye na so esan sa nipa na ade a eto wo nti no amma wani ada ho a wo se hono wodi wani ekopa bibia beba ya brabom bia no there is a reason and there is a purpose for it enye niema ebe ya kwan mu nyina na eba bekuyen odofo enye bibia eba wa kwan mu ene be sai wo ebi ba ebe siesie wo ebi ba ebe shepiwo ebi ba beteneten wo ebi ba emwani eba wo ho so sebio ebi obo ho no mu a ode ne ho ama danfo to the extent say sebi aduane a obedi kura ne gina danfo decide ma no ansa no watimi adi ama na ye eti ho no mu abo se na obi about life mu na nipa no wabeye ne ho dua buoni abesesa woni ema beni ade enno ebo kokko a kire wo se zufa ho to nipa so utufa ho to adamfo so Ebusuya me mamunyina ha afeina. I am officially welcoming you to MAAME. Ha ye neat 100.9 FM so. We dey the prapra kwan mo. Enne eye June ne da edikan. Na kai se enne eye Global Day of Parents. Yes, we are singing to ne den mo esi ho no mo se ye de bo abatan nyina abaso. Ye de kanfo abatan nyina. Oba ene bema. Sadia we UN General Assembly and na wo mu declare ye day edikan eye 17th September 2012 17 September 2012 and as that day wo mu hie mu kena ese June bo so me day edikan bia ewiase nyina mfasi ho no mo na ye mo abatan abaso meka mo atiase se abatan adwuma eye adwuma chese ne seso ebi ni ba biara wo wiase mo eye adwuma chese wonya obi mane mwa wonya obi ama onkase bodi wachi eja no wodi wachi ja obi enema sen enti abatan ye adwuma na eye adwuma esombo papa eno susu ye adwuma osorosoro hene ahyira so ama nipa abasase so enti sa wokasa wo be ye obatan wotu hu so wose waye krado wo be ware awo aye obatan ahwe abusua menua adeso akese pa en wafato hu so because wo betena anaso no oba ne bema na bema ne oba mo ba betena bom sa warefo na awo bebem enkoda bebem nipa bebem wo sa nipa na bebem no mo ba betete wo mo se obewie wo mo yie se nwie wo mo yie eye mystery oba tan bie ne hono ma sebe obewo no beka se bia da ache ne banya nkwasampanyi obie ne wo beba sampan ne da but esipa etoyen etiano ye beka ne sen ente na ye da sonko etu esi won ma wiase nya ye bo abatan abaso abatan wo mo ne akyekyerefo edikan e wo ye ma abrabom ansa na obeko school akotre school dem ma teacher aka ABCD di akero na o ma me no papa di kan akero ABCD any 1 2 3 wo fie dada brofon ketenkete bi go come how are you I am fine ni nyina obesua wo fie ansa na akọ school eti abatan ye bo adwuma papa ntia wase etimi ebo ya abaso Omi nyina obi a bomade sa obekai wo maame obekai wa wo papa na watimi afra wo mo ada wo mo asese wo matimi ahwew ama enne wo soso wase bie abata adwuma ye eden pa abata yo eye adwuma nkasa full time job eye full time business so woni ma me kire hwe se pass wa wo ba sa kwadan na da chi besi ni yie se nsi ni yie se obeye yi abehwew se obewu wa kwantimfi se die ne besie ni nyina eye mystery eye sumasem obiye ni hono ma onim sa ade we se me de minim se da chi me ba be president se me de minim se da chi me ba be minister obo hono kra o ye minister enne asuku a wo koye no se be wo ko suku kra na nurses from ne suku atade na to atete eso enne obeye minister yes. That is the mystery of life. Etini nyina sedan koma ya batan. Ye maame nom ne ye papa nom ye damwasio. Mummoni adwuma. Ye damwase monkoso ankrakra yensa. Me de me papa ka baabi mfie be edum yenu nie. Chief Inspector Samuel Obin retired. The late no fikofo dua sokore. Wale maame Margaret Amponsa. Mini de wada so tiase wo kumase. Pronom kwapra. Eho eno wo. Madam wasio se mwantuma jeje mu. Madam wasese me nkoda berem na meta yare papa na so mwampa babo aboso ehwe me amenne biamzi 1 meso aba mfaso ama o my Ghana asidan kamo na batan nyina so yadam wase afa no ahya batan yo no ase a eya dwuma esa wode aboso bo oyem aboso esansa nya dwuma ketwa obanyare nkoda akolebu be na wotweda awa beti ba bi nka eti abusua se enei wa wo 40 mi ahwew ahwe amenne wadru mpempensu a wadru ya eye afre wo mo ne de o mase wate nesere nyampa edem efama wo mo nesere nhira efama wo mo nesere nyinchi ahoden wom efama wo so mo nkoso antena se na wo mu ni wo mo bere so aba eti ene me kan de to obatan bi abra boso se wonwu da wonnya sebe bra wo bere no hoda obatan bo ho no mo a obetini fifira hwe ne masa ebra so sankoda na sabi obi bia bo omsem kakraja won so biagu papa no won so biagu maame an obehu ahwetim na ba akokọ etwa saade no firi abata nyina abra bo so Yesu de mo edu wo yo bata na wo ha no mo a empire da bia se wo bo ne se Awurade ma me kwatenten na minnim me na mentena se na minnim bere so aba na sabe obebere na wonya bi ni de ya pa enti enhira kase pa enkoma abata nyina Ebusua production crew ya crowd wa high she headed by Joe Damiado Magarios Ajamai and afa prema abankrom nyina eboa ye wo share live on social media no so ye Facebook live ye Neat 100.9 FM live Neat 100.9 FM live and awko YouTube so ye Despite Media obetimi do comments and messages nyina afa ho ye bekenkan ne bre sefatam e de amount sanso and obetimi dia fa ye WhatsApp line so ye 0503721744 ne nyina e bre so a ye bekenkan kama e de amount and then sem bebre e ne gura pro so a me kwa ba na kanawu ye de abre wo eti twan mi se si a me din e de MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO obetimi afra me BIAMZ 1 woman gada MAAME soja BIAMAH brofode ne nyina afra me a mejo so me bo me din se a no bi bote nua ha ho enwenwene ema obi ade a wo ye ema abu mefu ho a agese ubehu anu anya BP na me so metem baby na me sere eti binua me din ne dia wotwom ne betene ye pe mebotu asiesie tu enya odin a ade nti na abuafuo kana wubra na aso no ye de ese ha no ye ka tena se ye nka nguda ye nwu ye betena se nai ni aka nyame ne mani ye ne kase ye de akira ma eti e bekoso atena se ye nguda na ya ka Ghana problems a ye fema ni ma enkoyi a ye ka ho asem no ya fekire ni ni aka eti ye de ye nka nwu ye ka ne atena se ya amen ayo ya si ensu atapon kyerenya waje wo ene isa opa wani ehwade bi gine wani din na ehwe ade bi a ekoso Ghana se sie yi a manugu so ameka sei saade a ekoso minim ba bia saade ni frɛ ba ye se frɛ he ye ne no aba betana na se aba beka ye ho ya se ye bobo ho ene wo bekọ constituency wei na emebu na ho no ma sore ai mampanyin ya frɛ se twefo nhia mu yasem nyina ne se krachi na wode ne bra yen so me krachi panyo mesi wa nam wa ha no yempe no waye ABCD enti yempe no oh ubehu a na se kwa de ne aba ne se nipa baako constituency baako e fa se wo mo pe no de ne wo ma press conference mampanyin ye pasumasi ono a na sa fa appointment no pama no ubehu na another group nso asore the same constituency and the same district wom se ai mampanyin yempe no waye se enti yinifiri wono maye nefa nipa wode nkabomu beba nefa nipa wode mpuntuo beba nefa nipa wode se beba fabreye ede na ekoso yi eno da nchen a se DCD bra na ye hot cake yo hot cake enti menua se wo kope bi no ama ho anye ha ye de befa akọ ho hwe se pa ansa na betimi aba be ye DCE MCE no enyasem ketwa aye hot cake enkrofo pre ho gidigidi a enya dewa first na gaminim se ade we appointment edi mampanyin no ahwem no appoint obi ena di ente sa wo nkakran sa asia esa ne ye ekonu enkakran me wogidie mapase emfie 9 sen ne no na ye to DC fo so aba enti ene wo ye hwan se wo ye mpuntuo so anye mpuntuo eduru abato no so a ena abehwe se no wo be kwa akome nkrofo sika ne ato ama wo denso ubekọ ubakọchicha aduane wa fiefie mu ne ato ama wo tade be na abeyo eduru ho no mu a ene ebehuno ene foforo aba beda yapono so ya adehia wo mo ewo Memphis East wɔn nso sorry afari wɔn so wɔn MC Honorable Helena Amapia wɔn mpɛ no ɛdeɛ na ɛkɔ so yi wɔn mpɛ no so ayɛ deɛn ɛne nsɛm deɛ 1 2 3 4 nsɛm mako nan baako bi wɔn bɛwrezi bia wɔn twerɛ ɛsi baako bi a wɔn bɛwrezi bia wɔn twerɛ ɛsi full one wɔn kasa wɔde try full scrap sheet baako bi explanation wɔn de ma yo full scrap sheet wɔn nya kora bɛnya 2 pages explanation wɔn de ma point bi a wɔn bɛ make say MC baako a ham so snobbish where exhibit some traits of arrogance ni atra ni nton aso we this ya wo person oye dey person oba form to say the first na one mote never they say we di post there was some man home so kakra nkrofo ne say oye snobbish oye very 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 snobbish ni hwene mu bon wankasa ena nani asatra ni nton yes that no maka form MC no enti mampanyi omo se yempe no enti enche ebekwa amaso ne ne empanyufo edi ho enkomo ne abisa wo mo apart from being snobbish apart from being arrogant no edie pote ena wo mo MC no waye na nyamencha de Alexander Kwashi wasa Memphis East Constituency Assistant Secretary of the NPP yesa kan wo homa so ene no etwetwe nkomo edi afasa asem we ho Alex awie ye mo aha o Nempom te saying. Nyame adom. Mensaka mu statement bi wa ha say ye NPP Memphis East Constituency. Na mo asem ne se mo de subo bebre na mo de abo mo MC Municipal Chief Executive Honorable Helena Amapia. Mo se mo mpe na ba kwa mani boss on mo so oye snobbish. Wasan so exhibit some traits of arrogance. Hey, ede na mo pa che, de important no aye mo.
Munya ba me da se me pa ta konya na me ma ise from akifo nya aha
me ba cho ha ye Neat FM
okay but we ka say from okay don't worry
okay what's my
ta konya na me ma akifo nya aha na me ka say ye ma me Helena apia honorable ye nya ye ni problem bia na ye concern executive ma ye communications director for the concern for years 8 years my youth employment coordinator here back for Abanso and sana is my assistant secretary. And also a women organizer for 8 years and sana over the municipality secretary. And to now I can have some party and municipality. He is a partner young one because he was one of our own. No any idea back of it. You need to talk about it, but yet near my Bema and municipality a 2 pound now accordingly. I have a petition now, yes, now. Nipa junior, no, and a sign out of 17 executives. Out of 17 executives, no. Over here, the organizer, I have found enough to meet up for Okan. Then you sign, but you are signed with you, but Okan. Yeah, quiet, but I'm moving and the unit are a first vice chairman, I have found Mr. Telia. And also, I have because the prayer constituency chairman of meeting. And the chairman, the MC, I am, and some free party, I say for urban grassroots in urban. The customer means to us now onion a Juma at MC, party in the Bugukra, yet, they come what Yane, Yane, executive, my money to it will be said, first right, and Mr. Tevia, you won't come to you mana, or can I say I want to you. But I know that Mr. Tevia and first I know of pretty. And you organize and the battle pretty. The name that on the sign the as an acquire when you a conflict of interest. I'm not about the Nipa junior no and our sign. It is all couple my which is a Nipa junior and of Nipa education. And now among Emperor Yamana Helena, Namamu. Nisana, the preamble, no,
okay. Enti a dear potin and a why ye.
The part after your call 2020 elections, no, every year. So, the results by if it is that is year 2000, I have term 2020, near to about Emma presidential MPP Lusu and a fees constituency in that. About parliament in there, yes, right. On average, you say it be 12 years. Before that, no, that body, Abedi 8 years. And the toilet of Honorable Joseph Guanid Lucia, Honorable Person Subai, local government minister, the year to Madin. Far as then constituency communications officer. and I do 1 2 years already so my Babano 2016 and I hope I can think by and I you but over my presidential now Nana Danko Akufo-Addo 30,956 representing 46.55%. Therefore, John Mahama 34,350 representing 51.65%. Let's say Wabanya another party woman presidential on Lusu. Yes, Lusu was since 2000 at PBS. By a man as council executive as party leaders no concern. You didn't need to form who said no. And you might be on my MAAME, yeah, uncle. And not a kahuna matter, Google, me Abamuta. Then the Nubia, Ebema, the settlement in another danko for the president of the Republic of Ghana. Any party by voting in a smart. If you are not, you know, press, you can't tell me, you really are best, you know. Letter to become regional executive. It be by National Party headquarters. You really be called Chief of Staff Office. They say, Yama party by voting in a smart. It is the year and yes, I gave you a top party in the without due respect to party leaders, they can say, and not the idea all over the place. But again, I say a swatch. And I say, I'm here and also can party will do good. I was here, I think. But no, the emperor, the Ben voted the Jawan, the Swam. And don't you know, that concern executive is not here, and young quiet penny a day. Police station executive, electoral area coordinator, only the two about my young good now, my name. And this is a BB question as a tango for your Asian Premo. A Didiana Moya, Mammy, go party in the moon. Mammy, not to be a party in the book. There are out war then. Who Piabon Dimba go put your bottom of Mono Condoqua. If I see a boo, Obishawa, is an amendment to it, and the Monazi. Then the Akodu Baby, this a Yama party by one who said, Yama say anything in a coso. I did it, Omutu one, a Montanyata. I came, Mammy, at an Equaswat and our Sudia. There's a party in Guadeloupe. Now, beside me, quickly, no, now you can't guarantee one thing. Yanni can't say, Mamma, and Hobo, a guarantee. It named himself another Danko Akufo-Addo. Namia and Aduma Vessel Abenjamin, 2016. Or you're not going to be a guarantee beyond Yamamuko. Now, it's not the only go from Nubia to me, Ireland. And the review about body, everybody be a community mind now. No, dear, and I'll call you now, and your mammy MC. The party chairman, I'm a command in the book. And I'll move you, be a friend of community mind, secretary, time body to see her. Name it Adam as my secondary school, somebody to put it just as my secondary school on a party office. No, of course, somebody to here. I'll move you, my air conditioning born, stop and on my upper secretary or one. Now, the only one said, oh, to see about the community mind in Abba. If you be a man, I'm a register. As if you are for register, once you are which are 5,000. I'm talking about release your certificate receipt. Every can one a year dance here. Registration which are 5,000. Operating permit, you know. So when you acquire which are 500. Excavator, no credit by Mauno. Yeah, sticker, it's not on paper, sense of the bone. I don't know, you just 2,000, you just 1,005. If your friend signpost, the Soviet now credit my Cassandra Alexander Quashi. The community man is spent and you know, notice a hero. And not through Obi 1,005. Who be done what was survey was at and upper survey, Marco survey. And I start saying, I'm not a Cassian. And not one in a Cassian, a better bois bedding, which year. And the talking of one less will be over 10,000, this is kind of over 100 million. If you have when you're not getting any 500. And I tell you, no much you have to go over 100 million. Make us say, okay, receipt in your Ghana coat of arms, about some patrimony. A visual in the name of Amavi municipality. But what never say, that comes in a Amavi municipality one man. Yes, you can in an uncle. And the other thing that the president is in. So I read this was the other one, and the Mugongo Dumano will be an Amoshe. Now, there a chat amount for no money, sir. What you are becoming in area when you person, you know, him say, oh, the other one, and Quantum Gongo. Of course, I had this thing, I'm not vanguard for this is only a question. The question I do on Mount Abacan March in the back, who just 50,000, 500 million, 800 million. The next time you do March in the co, which you get the other thing, I never had my cinema now. and the normal party for no ebu free pa na so ma fanyi na dan ko agufu adresse epo any crown of better boy because while through MC party chairman say one may soon say go eduma say you tell sika we nyina no you tell sika nyina wie na say kwa eduma na the bank for be tie dia ma boy kro no and the daddy na do and the otemba
na
do me be so band no ante ne den yan to ma because what we kwa champion sabi money man
issues bebre na mwarezie na mienu a wabosui anase ba ko edikan a waka ho asemi se woye galamse ne ho nkro ne ba efri besen 2016 to na mo hu se wahya ase da sa suban no adi anase mampanyi na nado ne second time oba ye na fe maami mo hu se ode ne ho ahye galamse no mu
o ba to me ka se na nado ba na ka se obi ambutu stop ndi nyina ija he and this in about community man before that there's another one called you'll be a friend of cooperative association mama board will say BIAMAH register cooperative if you can't even be a junior come up register look what you am here you can register with 1,000 as a conjoint officer if you want to 2,000 you 1,005 if I do a key idea what kind of because one and only automatic through a man tell about near apart from Okiano. If you know, I don't know, I couldn't have said, young one way of bringing a problem, you know how we are, you can't get up in the work and I go back. You don't become your search can occur. Amen. You won't tell Mako, maybe a council bank, and maybe can go. Or would you be 1,000, 2,000? I'll be child to my cooperative man, you do my scale here in the office, the office, and maybe.
And says Ghana share
registration your own way. And time after to community mind in the day. Ever. Our matter did 10,000. A few of we want my no and can and cannot be after President declare to be from. I will declare will be a community mind number one. Tadia young no take advantage of the situation.
Oh, okay. Na subwadro amode ebonwe wonyini se bianka mami ba ye empuntuo akoso ewo ho entinka mbehwe empuntuo no ho na nka nieme bi ho no ma waye anka mammene na nka esan empuntuo a ekoso ho nti no mwatimia ama wakoso atana ho
mini aba me da sibiu menka se empuntuo ndina sabi ye to aba but obia o ma panyina yi se bra ba ye na djuma betana na mu ye djuma na ke expect say your ma panyina ka bia no obedi so na se woni nipa edi kan woni party chairman no am de ma hu receipt ni MC number na la number last 2 years 56 chairman dia na 46 na NS ye 33 on the secretary to office on edi so obia o ma panyini e hu se niam bi nko so a obo anya tu ase na se wo fa ho eye ngofo bukata access camp so akwanya na ba mo TS ka na ni ba 500,000 ni ba 1,000 ni ba 200 ma di test kan nyina obi a wo hwe na kwa fa test kan nyina e bo de gan haye na ye ha en se ye ma mi be DMC san bunju adin bunju de abo wa samen e se de mi di kan na my communication officer for 8 years in Jamaica Secretary and I'm still a communication team member the call radio suko kasa de ye ni before here e challenge ni say mon kan tre wasa krofon ase na simbo ye capital of the municipality mon kan project ba ko kwa mai ni kuma tre
basa ye kan wasa isianye amanfi isianye wasa krofon kwa
but that is the capital go mu tuma example say ayewe mo so dia na mai ni kuma ase muka na sabe capital an kura unye bia na se bi grogi twan
enti on bisa mo sa ya muntimi hu ni amon kan fa nyi mo ho ano
but I say
omo bisa mo sa mo mekere mpuntu amaye wasa kropon ha no ma muntimi enka bibia mfa nyi mo ho ano
mi aba ye ni bia ye ka ye ni bi as a communication officer for it as a communication team member as a secretary ye ni bia ye ka ye ni ma na ye friend say water house bi on ma ya pa president for abreso na omo ye and any renovation na all ye after the young go for bi omudie ya omoye nyina no ebe za abre ye di tijo ebe za abre ye and go central government project ba common fund aba mfie 9 no wasa kropon kro nu hon ye ma men kan ade ba ko wa ni ko matre ta na ko punishment ni ba bia fini ho and do ko ba bi so go campaign bo a umu asembo a wo ka che amanfo no mato aba ma e di na bufuo and you have dear say, party for Nakumasoma. And we are doing one on the tackle, Mobile, Mobile, my hati, my hati. And the champion did by look at him. It's a young man like me, with no experience, nothing. But because we are MC for 6 months, but we come back 6 months, but we are me away. Young Joko, you know, 1 of you nine, you need to back by a camp. I'm not one of the young good women on my day, or Matuaba. None of the detail, or Matuaba Mata Brandy, on our good class, Amanqua, experience, engineer, a good king. I'm not quite editor, because you need to be a could not be a Canadian. Robert Cock campaign, what party for whom you are not the Mobile, empty veterans or Melbourne, MP Mahanunda, when you be BIAMAH, getting areas of Rabamam. Sabe, Obiano and Bundu, and Dan was Waba. Empty some Bundu by the apart from central government project. One may be Sayama, and one say, come on, found a one and few Nina. Adia or the idea was that I'm a municipality, my name.
Nana Mosuya snobbish or sign so as a bete some traits of arrogance and more number patches saying.
But sorry, really, my examples of it. Sunday, Ubia man for any year. And Obi didn't have Boba, not a wound to me. Enya, I know you, Manuba, but not Cassini. I'm a Nipana Kuma told the man boy to work on no the Nijism and I echo. But yet, when you say, Emma, you ban and other contempt now. As well as the country, who could you ban a wood? Now we are also a party back. Now, we have empty examples in gloomy and sun. So me abra for kwan say and when for kono MP hobi aba don't please say ya nto abama no MP ne to abama no it is here can have en country MP that's we able to say the corporate party for members ni nya be bring because you can't be put that the you talk to be because to dance omo president say omo kono e ma MP e be ja ten boy ya o ye bibi mai the same thing man to abama no kono see ho na omo e break man the group said do me abra community self-help project for my AC clinic. Oh, my boy, my levy of more years. Now, I'm up there. Cement the name, Johnson, Cacao, when the bottle. Then my man can the same thing through it. Now, the government for Danka, the back up down, and I'm part of clinic, and I hold my conference and ever to Abanina, parliamentary candidates, And now, the modern boy, a boy, I'll could use 200 bags of cement. 10,000 Ghana. Any young sheet, I'm going to go with me. A clinic. The same thing, but a candidate in only by who come at the book.
And just Alex, near walking in our chest, MC Ban be bit to a big crane one more to me a day and moi ebre and as ebre or more for more. I'm a feast.
But I mean to make I say about or maybe I think you know, but yeah, can say. Yeah, now why am I for no 81 days? No, me concern secretary. If you are grassroots, me no money talent. But I'm making your addition to air, then I concern secretary. Yes, Kese Emma, what a crop do. I did be a near boo, most near you, Monyama. I did be a boo, most near you, Monyama, because of speedbox. Not a man about the guy say, Mammy. The young people before the year don't go. I did be a year near my shoebox. Now, no, you have to be a more money say. What I'm going to do, there be a streetball. 7 minutes ago, my race is Madame here. Then I'm taking them. Can't go for no car, you know, Domona, and your mother.
No more Babeka.
Yes, saying I'm many you. If you what is the living bar? Now,
when you say be a pressure be brea, modern man in Tina Mawakasasa.
But I say,
when you say be a pressure, modern man be brain in Mawakasasa.
My can't say my concern for 12 good years. The map on Dremakata, I'm yet your time and be your want them about people to man.
And share Danty Bibiasa.
That is it. If the other show say, Yenon, not be a town be. Ubeka be a town, by a town, I tell you about do you know, and I do not yet do it back. We're not there in summer, yeah, possible. But when my mother won't go about who is a campaign here, will be a MC. But what a young to another, no cook. Now, open you know, Turkey, Marina, Gania, Canada, for a county. MC, yeah, campaign. One do not see that a crowbar, a crumbo. The only place of buyer was a crop. National executive, Eva, Kubel. Apart from that, no channel. na on ka ba bi a yakọ campaign o ka bi ye siri ko kwa yedi ni ma ko bi e tuma ko bank ko di mi pay wo e friend agricultural development bank da na ko campaign na also ngo for the first time president of Lucy since 2000 na uye ya o ta be ka so ta be DMT bio na te ka constituency bia anti ya na campaign chairman anya campaign se de chairman anya no e na senka president Lucy ya MAAME kwa so mi bitawo ngabe nyamti ya abe preview
ensemo amokeka nyina me ne MAAME no edi nkomo na wotie ne kasa mu the tone and everything na me hu sa arrogance na amoka no me hu woni mu because yeah me ba because enye onu kwa ne DC na MC e de so boabo no some of the MCs e de so boabo no wo frɛ no sɛ de obesi akeka na dwene de akyerɛ nya asɛm keto but we ye frɛ no ya nhɛ dan ye ho adi kura sɛ bi a ye firi ha na bibi sei de bi ɔne ye kasa fine no eye me na kakra fa saa snobbish and show of and a trait of arrogance amusi e woni mu
MAAME de me kan say ye papa community onyan be because NDC national former chairman but there are so many ways to kill a cat I'm the Mri between one Emre no now say Emaboja ejeshi to a woni fi abaya e say we be human be home ye MAAME be a week ago ko dina sister radio station so I will come say e make abodi a o kan say executive here for your go on it Nana de Buta 8 years and not say ye for your go Nana de Buta 8 years
that's executive mo ma pressure dodo
in fact your ma pressure say
ana mo obi ambasa mo de neko
in fact you ni obi a ye de o le tan so me party am tia tia me ka say last 4 years me prem TV nganta de man because your party na ko here to say obi o ma o ye king kong e wo party you know beka na ayezuma eye constituency chairman and after party ko kubedi 0.9 ye ko campaign wan go me ni executive me ni party only be used no ye ko go to do an office chairman you are the party leader ye ko campaign ya ye hu aka be bosom ba ko obi anya hwe kan ye hu ne anya de ye nko because I don't believe no you are the face of the party papa na nta nko abe mene isi an ye wie no ono na ohi also MC nzem ordination din say ever MC emanu na me no me blame the party hierarchy in the account because that the nyama chairman is so powerful say the chairman no be kan na e final the party bisa ye MAAME MC me no ka say we are say on kan the last time on a party control executive question here meeting okay the last time on a party control executive e see ayo kwa ye meeting to party no what the baby and a party in baby. Meanwhile, your platform, I have created a water platform. I look at the meeting, I was all can't be. The former MP can't be. And the meeting will be unready. But the last time I can see a man meeting, you maybe you go to assembly by head. You, a drummer meeting will be very so baby. Oh, ma.
You, Alex.
One will be here. We move to a party. Now, you know, the chairman will be a. Obey you have 1 minute MP. E dey fa from chairman no dey sabi onye executive bia e dey twaka bia
na chairman no so dey mo no so eni tri so dwetiri
so chairman no dey sabi say ono on brem TV say ban bo ka fana na kama dan ban e dey na mzo dey na be wura mu go here we see dia me kan chairman no ba the source na nyenye bia me bisa o chairman the rule of committee man say the rule of assembly what is there and the phone number all we see so and the tia ya kana say Manu BIAMAH budget designers by National Service of Secondary School Metradi. Me as a communication officer for 8 years, assistant secretary. You want that? Obaka baka so the party is commencing on better boy. As your party you might give back on the engineer and one in it. Here started to call again. So and the National Service no. Here by campaign and a school commander not down for Nepapa. We know you talk about Sunday region. All of the campaign. Their campaign on ground. We are service and now say what the party chairman in and an office and the Oppan Babu and the check will come and please Cabran and Ms. Mahati. The B office at the end of time. It was that the judge becomes some time ago, create, loot, and share.
You.
But the MC, you know, chairman, and over the office now, and Netiano, and the secretary office.
And one more galamsey, no.
Or do you know the Hacomon? No, maybe home na entirely.
Ana Alex sika bi ana mo pe amonsan kanti na moni abiri.
Yeah, but I'm the matter to almost be the church. Let me put them can amendment here. No problem, Kali. Maybe University of Ghana. Maybe University of Education. Do my answer law University of Good. Your communications officer. Or University of Education, or Child of Secondary School and one. Your research officer, Little, or University of Ghana, or Child your own. Your financial secretary. Our work with her. Our one class of them. Your deputy women of Canada, or midwife. Your woman of Canada, or businessman. A general secretary, your second vice chairman, or you. Your first vice chairman, or your sanction officer, or your Dumako, for instance. If you are not going to phobia,
okay.
Mate. Yeah, can you know grassroots, you know? As soon as how or more day my head. Or as soon as how much I said, the most you are the MAAME, the Mugano, Bogu Party, and none I answer no. A Kenya because the idea is the other say, answer no more about my team with you, man. Now, yeah, but
Medasi Alex.
The pattern you come with the air can say, your chairman, dear, Mama Party, no, 18 baby, because chairman, some you already saw a quiet by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or more bullying, or Gambi. And also a chairman, so baby. But I quite tell the chairman back on the final. Oh, empty the oil in a green because our chairman can. Second, just I am the second will be eternity.
And I say,
I'm going to have a time in soccer tech. Yeah, for
okay.
The chairman back on the final.
Medasi
can be one good. And the year can be one good. And the year can be one good. But I mean, any one say, your parliamentary candidate, for Vietnam, are disqualified. Now, and the one can do a concern with no deal because of chairman, chairman, Esmano, chairman, anyway, and you know, your man qualified.
Yo.
Oh, now, the American you need to have a Mr. Imanolama, or a former secretary, former national coordinator, former youth employment coordinator. Is a minor now. Papa, you have a court, a baby, or did live no better than I am. And that's no corner, what time of year, that's in correct. Mr. Amaustiano, Mr. Amma, the Pato. I'm not being said. They didn't qualify class and no better because the BIAMAH was over so seasonal. As you know, why any idea what you need on the mail. Not any about we call better, I disqualify. Yeah, the other is no more because and the same boy.
Yo, Medasi Alex, Medasi a branding tea, a bravo for your best sign at on Saturday. Afro I know Eddie a home and come more. I was here way a year wasa is in Pesiano so and then also so a huruno. Where your friend and a hure. As a man, the way for as a man ventures chronom opposite the market, Ghanaians are dying through accidents too much. So I urge the drivers to stop overspeeding, drive safely to stop accidents in Ghana. Magnus Ochre, as the water is life, ban excavators import and then ban all excavators, protect our next generation. Ghana is for all, not just for the few. Bedi Akubi Ebenezer, watching you live from Kintampo Sadman, MAAME BIAMAH. I love your show. Counting people is another way of using our money again. But tell me, Mr. President, to build eight hospitals he promised us. Priscilla Obema for us, yes, in all things, let's give thanks to God. Keep up the good work, big sis, may that say. Nana Kwame or Pascal, so I'm watching you live with Honorable Echo Vincent inside Otafo. Special greetings to Honorable Alexander Kwame Nafenyomakin and the MPP Abanga, aka Obiabedi Dipeche. Indeed, Ghana is still working again in the name of President Nanado. Noah the Ark Builder and what do we buy? Eko komlemle no bra kwasi what? Yawuza Edway Fiswa say I accept the ruling of the High Court of the land compelling Achimota Senior High School to admit the Rastafarian students, but I strongly disagree, and it's my prayer the next human rights case in court won't be about the LGBTQ. God bless our homeland Ghana and make us strong. Akwasiki see the way we go one cry. In fact, Nanado and MPP-led government is the worst managers of Ghana's economy. Everything is hard in the country. Citizens are crying, health sector crying, education system crying, lighting system bad roads, taxes are high, the hardships is too much in Ghana. President, why? Nana Kwame Opasco and Sawam watching live with Honorable Convincent inside Utah Makai. Walanyo Akwetia and Wadeba was the verdict of the court with Relation to the Rastafarian is not worth celebrating and must be an appeal as soon as possible. If the rights of the Rastafarians should be allowed, then those who practice LGBTQ A+ have the right to. What tenets of right are we allowing to subdue in our respectable institutions? Can any Rastafarian have his or her peace of mind to learn if there is no cordial relationship between the parties involved? Think of this. Mensa Pillar 2, His Excellency Nanado, thank you for your free SHS. You are #1 president ever in Ghana's history. Daniel Koyo, aka Daniel Yabua, aka Koyo, BIAMAH. Do you know that we have more than 10 mining companies in Ghana, and I still don't understand why the country is not moving forward? So can't we get our own refinery machines to refine the gold here so that the white man will come and buy it from us? And I want to ask again, how many of the mining companies is owned by the country? How much do we get from these mining companies every month? We are some Sebeo. Isaac, our church say the government is doing his best, so we, the citizens, should support the president. We messages are more Facebook Live, so buy any can kind of come at the amount. Can na branch out is here nation common Alexander Kwashi. One na wasa Amenfi East constituency or assistant secretary war NPP amayukono. Na yane MC no honorable Helena appear yane no etwetwe nkomo nanke pese de ne baso. Nanso MAAME say ensem a wo mo akeka wo ma trekra de petition ni bi akwakoma ye mampanyin. Eto ono de o twense mampanyin beto nsa afre no. Na ono so adanse ekita no wakwako yina no fenchem. Na no achi na so obi bi kan wabeka eho asem. Enkomo a ye MAAME Helena appear ene yen etwetwen ye ewachiri eno no. Na wotie ne kasa sa aisobo ede bo ne se oye arrogant or yes snobbishness you know. In fact and there menhu wo ne mu menhu wo ne mu kra minim de menhu wo ne mu because obi wo no ya ne DC fo na MC fo akasa obi wo no mo a wo frɛ no kra mana yi ne ho anu aka kwan yo be fa so a obeyi wa no apetepete wo no ese wani nse ka kyerɛ at we ye hu ne saa well ni nyina ne se ayobi ka se ma kye no edi etwa se mampanyi wo ma petition mampanyi ti mampanyi beto safre no no so akwakoyi ne ho ano me 19 waso egu awutie na high need 100.9 FM so ya beba studio enche kra na ya be di studio enkomo isanse ne ensemporo ensempere enegu apono so a ye beta se ne se besepa eniko na hahan eti enyame ho nko enyame ho nko me no nyina na eka bom ne ayama na ye yie kama enne Victor Kwashi Adonu, former NDC Greater Accra Regional Secretary Beba, and Honorable Benjamin Aye, former NP for Upper Dentra West Constituency, ono so eba beka ye ho na enkomo no ye de ahyehyɛ so etimi da me ho tew mesaba. Yeah, that's so jina kana wuno so na mese me kwa banso ya twema adwansi bibi so me di kan say DC di brena say ye ho pre yen we sori amiko DC na no General Secretary of the MPP Ira John Boadu okan was say the 5 northern regions ye were Upper East, Upper West, Northern, Savannah and Northeast nipa over 700 and wo mo kwa pre DC di bre no so no nipa 55 pe ene betimi anya eti dien ade ne yehun e was DC adwuma no ho enti asese ye ho pre yen ba bi kura de agya oba ene enna wo nyina ka bom e kwa pre DC adan de na ekọ what is happening bi fufuro bi nkanya bi esi DC adwuma no mu ana offense atu yetu ahu ewo DC adwuma no mu ana e na oye nim ye hwe na nke yende panyi a wono so aben eba ye nkrase amemoni mpuntuo no emu a ye hwe se yede ba ko bedi ho nkomo na ya hwe de abanti asese wo bia enya akwanya na okwa akopre DC ene ehon kro ne ba me kai wo se wotie neat 100.9 FM me mighty dwumedie na waso eguso no eti eguso apuso ahoma no yensa ka empanyimfo ne ba ko a ye betwa na tumne ne na adisade ho enkomo na ya ka wo se nsem bebre na egu apono so a ye beta se ne se bese paniko na ha Ghana ye sika sem ne adwadie ho ntotoye san na esitie e ka emene wo man se de asan hwiri ko nanim kane ne nam 291 point something billion enei ebi abeka ho eti ye ko ne se nie ebenya sunsanso bi e wo yen so ana se den na ebeba se ye policy rate no so ya teso aba from 13.5% nti banking rate na sifo ni nyina borrowing and lending rate ni nyina esobete aba form enti na no ye kwa homa so ye nchekra ye nsa aka yewra Isaka Amon Kotei ono local governance aspect enti ene no etwenko yewra Kotei awie ye mo ha o
mejo so
na mpom te san
nyame akoma abusuan nyina ho ye
yo ye de rade ase yewra Kotei awie de enye ne san wo boko ni ebisa se aso ya shada ye emra foforo bi afa DC di bre ne ho ana yetu ahu ewo DC adwuma no mu ana de na ekoso ya sesei nipa bebre from left right and center obi ekopre DC northern region the 5 regions ne nko nipa over 700 and ekopre 55 seats e de na ekoso
yo na but the issue at stake ni say I was say we study the trend but say ya katay NPP 3 Nana Akufo-Addo eda no local government no policies almost share ya di managing nyina no the brain no koye centralized instead of decentralized ne protocol maka no me kan fi ni say the brain no koye say executive ni be kura policies no essence say ye be ba form ama form for no decide enti MPE adwuma no akoye bibi ti say omo nwen omo entnafe any timamufo no enhihye pene etie dadada no enu nti no obi a hu say ekon abeda ho enti ye nyina ye mfa ye hu kopremu bi de enti ameka sa ne say ansana na do beba no sika ani etete edema MMDC no na da de bi afoto kasa e beka say ohamu nchemu 7.5 can cream na me here and obeti so dey about 5%. It was about 5% no and one announce wow and was that assemblies need the omo petika nkoye enti school feeding enya ane de planting for tree enya ane de napco enya ane de enti na ka 20% per AMP ni di beya adwuma meanwhile no san napco ni ade na yo se empa nkoye no minu yenimte enei Minister for Finance ono nkata ontimi manage ghost names I work aban ni na district assembly bi e wo wale ono obetimi manage napco po adodo e wo o de na ebetimi manage and the nipa na o ni 300 no ka 1000 why na ebetimi manage how are you going to control that and to be o tietie bi o party ni mu no onimte e ho no agono enye assembly aduma na nkata na omo ye assemblies do our Ghana hay omushia be once in the whole year. And to book me say you share 3 times, at least 3 times. And in some everybody nyina no akwai say obi a hu say assembly ho no e ho na gono procedure wo ho o MPE ukwa yi a ye kukuru so eswa ukwa adorian harvest potem ho nyina ona ye nyinchiama
na say ye kukuru waswa we zo be yi bibi ato ho ye kukuru nso ama nkokwa
matna we be a loopholes wo nti de bia sika ntia no ho because kana e de be ya aduma ye de ye mpuntuo e wo mra ayi mpasem ho no ye ti fa kotua napco poka enti wo be de no ye mpuntuo wo aduma mo enti no obi a ne nse ye pe road ye pe assembly nso ni sika be no de ye road
na cha se de wo kan meto wase yie pa na cha se sika pot ye de ye mpuntuo e wo mensi na fe kropon no emu no eswa enti ama mpuntuo no nkofom
that when you say so you teach me na nka ye but aban na ta kire assembly tin do mo mpa sika ne nye and ye hono na e man sika ne pon ye
na sa ni aban akasa fa ye no eno na esa wo de ye enye de ehia o manfo no
aha na nka ideally no se afini be kwa wie ya assembly no any timamufo ni be hia ye say town hall meeting ni akase ye sika ye expecting next year ni the expect ye bi ye ni timamufo say o there bi ye pese ye twini bi da ha ye pese ye street light ye pese ye market amanisa eno an say president si mu fit kan come napco mu fan come yes there mu fan come tree planting en fan ko ye say enti e ba ni sa ye kakana be kanu e de be no metimi daye
enti na ama say competition na mu ay tight
because obi ehun say e ho na do ukowa enche bia no ubesi dan omo hu MCs ni bi omo ya ye enti omo nyina tere ho obi e ho na agunu na ke ye omo kwa kotna se no ma bin se timamufo wo mi krom ho omo ye 200,000 obi a ye nwura 0.6 kilograms enti nwura na ye be ne dan o den economic strength of your district I say ebedu next 5 years na ebedu saying o den like edinamon kane ana energy I say ebedu 5 years na ebedu say now o den na we dey yesi kotnafe na first can kotia napku na first can kotia tree for planting the other can say 20% no now they are development it will be like internally generated funds no a croquet no it's okay now go dabbing now internally generated funds ubenya scarce be one here dabbing municipal apart from government school one could be a business with dabbing I will call you market na okwakoji scarce ho market in sen abenya internally generated funds no kronwa na obi eba wo leakages bebre wo enti sen abenya abetimi da development wo dabbing ho. These are the real issues.
Na ye ko ni say no eboa ma ye kama mika bia memo na setim.
Anything na make say NPP aban and then na Akufo-Addo no. Omo ehihye ni nyina no ye centralized instead of decentralized. And I was say this time you know enu amwa wo mo. So be sure ye ko primaries you know NPP lose 41 seats. Omo nkacha mo primaries. And I ansana ye ko general elections you know omo try lose 32. And you believe that Italiano affected this consistency and because in China and go ye. I'm a force at the street light. Yes, a chinibi that you so. What's your niska? I don't know.
Eti we no edidi mu a me na me ma hye nkom bi se enkosi emfie 9 sese na ye to aba isi so aba because the rate at which any makeka ko no
and tutu wo mu mienu ye to aba na aye party in someone ye be wie ti sese na MPs no etie na say ye janu say ye to aba no ankonka bia nkogina ho a different and sana sika would be a campaign so was say to me guide ye be instructions atuso because ye janu sa say sika bia open no e be wi atie no one here MCB be 800,000 e be wi owi a obede nya sika back anya say yewu
ebe ma krono na doso ye say bi na no esi ye no nti no e ma yi referendum anke ye kwa ye twa mu ye mpe party sem because NDC MPP wo mo asay yen ye wie
exactly
eti ye mfa mewura DC die num
delegate kwa kwaji TV kwa kwaji TV
enye adwuma yo ye Ramon awie ye bedo ase yo ebusia eni a woti ye yera Isaka Amon Kotai or a local governance expert and out see na etwen ko fa DC di brana say obi ani abre obi e DC obi kunu ne ba omu nyina ko pe DC e de enko na aba mu etini no so ekono no abusia ha e na kana wu ye de mo asie metwa me hotewa ba na ya ba studio na for discussions no ye de aba abehhehye so abusia for ye ba studios na for ye de nkomo no abehhehye so enne ensem a ye be boroboro so no medical ka Ghana ye sika sem ne adwade e ho ntotoye say na AC course say e ka e mene yen ahuri e 304.6 billion Ghana cedis at the end of March 2021 na no ensunsuanso ben ene di akire yen hwe ye policy rate no so interest rate no ya te so about 13.5% for the first time since March 2020 and na woma maintain sa May woma maintain July September November woma maintain 2020 je ba January eso so woma maintain February March ena nyame adoma fe ena woma policy rate no woma asachire mu ateso aba from if you want more ye beba achimota Rastafarian saga yi ene ho sensem we no court no emu aye no court no atemu no anya bia eboayen ama nipa fa ahodie so ntietia so no ye mu atumi apagya ko yanim ana ebie kwan bi ato ho no mo ama esa bia ye twa no daache yanka se yehunu yanka ye de ensa behye anu mu aka enso ente ebe ha yan daache ana sen enete no so mpanyufo ebesi nkonwa na ya bobo ho na ansa na court no eba bebu asase misentwefo a ye wo mo ko hono se wo mo ko o mani di sansem ye che wo mo ko se wo mo kokova ye pamo wo mo so wo nyina empia bonten eno ye ne nsentwefo ni bi ebedi eho enkomo eye judicial press no ye ne wo mo ebedi eho enkomo wo se we no ye kasa ho ehia adwenkyere anase eho hia se ha adwene wo se etimi kasa efa ho ana na ne bi no mo me tumbre kura kire sie Nagrat president Yewra Kabonu no oka bi se Rastafarian fo mo ba ye nye ne wo ma betena o man mu saa emfie petepi ni nti wo mu si suku a senior high school a edinga wo mu nuru ba bi ana ya wo mo ma ne wie JHS no a wo mbekọ na wo mo de wo mo say court no order na wo de aba no wo mo still wo mo ni school no na efam ho wo mo eta school no achi mambanyina na danko akufo ado na kwantuo ho nsensem yesi wo se sika bebre esika no wo se no eye krono na ekoso anase wo manfo no na ente emfaso a saa kwantuo no ebeba ede ama omaye na ebetumi abase mampanyin ye de taabo no beto no so se yema ne ntukwan enkwama no ne biemu ana ebetumi aye adwuma we ne nsanka ya hodo enenne ya bobo ne nyina no ya ye babesi hu konwa na ya tase ne se besepa eniko na han nyame aye madom mensa aka Victor Kwashi Adono former NDC Greater Accra General Secretary wo menche won ha say Richard Victor hey Victor sorry memo akwa ba
Yenia
bibia boko me hu wa che na akwata hen utu kwan
me brother Penny
okay
Akababi
yeah me no nyina ifranto makro
enye asempeta
oh
not damakuma so
afra
me brother ndi o say eja
oh
na enya me
mama me raho
anutia tina hu mi achaka enya me fa 11 12 13
of
this month
oh okay
ana ye dey ye kwako ye na eyi
oh okay
na one way or the other anuti ana hu me wo na se me ba studio fair ye ka Ghana studios
hadi swagasa kakara hadi swa
moyade na me de bia me bom abaso nanka ban nanka aban anka omo hwe mo kwan isu amoma nipa di wrem wai nanka omo hwe so
edura wi asa de anya asem ketwa o
nanka omo hwe so ma okay wo other ministries all the ministries there's anko ba bia akra ministries nko a uko your friend is a Jubilee House kra bi ni
eno anze wura mu ko basa
Jubilee House uba no grigri na when 1 hour kwachata play na utia 15,000 a dollar na pounds
intro no
bibisa euros per hour 1 hour on my penny Ghana yet man penny that top play come wo ho aye yusu yera di ewu okufo gentle giant you see MPP no aban I mean you rulers for MPP anameboa we had John Ejekum Kofo dada mechia o baby obi amechia we saw his reign play auto ground na mu bi ansa no and no office and his excellency Ivan Satamos awenya di baby ko onyame fa ne kranje den esie yie eba be yusu ye John Mahama the visionary leader. Also, baby, you so come. Unkwa ubaya. Miniaba. What's at that play na jacuzzi. Any say your four master bedroom room. A day, and then qua.
Emu ya fuche.
Sika poly 15,000 euro an hour. Odi etu kwan. COVID na okrum ai. Means kura ye di raw my penny fie ho. Ekura no. Enti se mu die. Na me mo mi se mu ma na me nya de. Nya mi hira mo. Me ntro no. Bewie. Enti me de ntia kese e ma watiefo nyina.
Etiefo je so.
Yeah. Enti anu abija me yie.
Me bado.
Ye be ye wa ha ya Galilea.
Oh, okay. Kaswa Galilea.
Yes, hona ni fie.
Oh, okay. Nyame ya domo.
Park no so.
Okay.
Galilea Park.
Okay. Nyame ya domo.
And be any fie so one way or the other.
Great.
My invite you in advance.
But nyame ya domo ubehia yen na so obehu yen e wo hono mo ye beba fu vim pa. Enti Victor, enkomo a eda epono so na me say unsa kan issues ene ye ba abebobo ho no ebe. Yen hwe Ghana yen debt stock no. They say 304.6 billion Ghana cedis, and at the end of March 2021. And no, a bit many sons will be a war yen sick as some near Jedius.
Oh, Miniaba. Yes, no crow way. A bacope. You will may Muaman penny for a bar a cock, a beer baco. Obi anywa, what can't say. Anka borrowing dear. Yea, and ya dear yet. By your will be or no buyer. A year your man penny or your friend is a dangerous. A quite a chairman, a banyaso. A catch the gunner for say or no party. And Caboro win and can any priority. Mancasa was here more say and can any priority. If it's a uba or may moi, Sicano, yet a so. Now, a size of my bonny or my bonny. And a day, accommodate. And I gonna for say, I said, bro, una yo. Baji. Now, Obaya. If you na munyo. If you na numuni away na ekikako 300 plus billion. Sasikano me say, onunkwa ba sasika yimu no. Wabo minia ba. Let a car no better 120 billion thereabout. If you 9 year we no mui. I hear now they can about 300 plus. We're talking about 180 billion plus. And on my penny adiaka a kain. And those who sing free Kwame Nkrumah Breso. ABC His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Breso. A busuya yaboni na udi bomwa. Onon kwa de aye mfie nan ene fa no wa bossing obia nanso nka waboy nka busuan de nka wo bo na so saa na wadwuma you say to whom much is given expected eden ehu COVID betu ye ankenye ye papa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Dawroma and osisi a hospitals like kase ma yen na bo ayen ya mini abanka ye dabre eni o ba ye so a wo de betum futuro gu ye nim se wo de wo hu se hospital na ehia na wo be see 88 any 6 regional hospitals aka ho within 1 year aban so okase yenda obeda ese ugina ho pa ko sisa ade beche because na sem bi anywhere no kra menu aba enda da ho no enya ade e beboa ye bosu a ye bo no eni ne ehu as empuntuo no emfa enye I mean ebo brackets we kire pa se bosu a ye bo nyina menu aba dodo na ekogu o mampani ni na ebusuafo botom na men kan se
Cross allegation.
Hey, na allegation enya no kra men kan se se me boa pa men kan se ebi ni se ye tu kwan na 1 hour bia 1 minute bia 1 hour bia yes say 15,000 euro ewo transport nko aho na sika na ebusua ne eka na yebo no wan botom na eko dodo na wan botom na eko na menuaba it is even extremely surprising say aban aye family and friends are udwe ho a enkoye wonim say emra na aye papa His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo na wetu kwan for these days here ayekai you see it was 10 days now so now about 23 then hours meboa and eka no obogu in the national time now wetu kwan no call do you know when your aircraft now was on from unim baby anewo it was in Nigeria and ask me who was on board that flight. Ninuya Bema, Ninuya Kuma. Has Ghana becomes a monarchy? And our palace? We don't, I mean, you could you imagine, Pase, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Newo, eti akonya iso, ene. And a Ninuya Bema Ibrahim. Miniaba. Wano wako chata yemka His Excellency John Dramani ako chata plane ebo ka ente say nani nua Ibrahim de plane anka yeso ono we use no e de another country ya me nua ba anka yebenya so okroma ya no no mu opposition o yehu ni omo yehu nsam omo keka so it's unfortunate if this is what the reality was. So minu abai kanu de ya bogu e yegusu bo se Ghana ha ye kanko a ya bo egu ho no mene wo ene wo ba ketekete a wa wo no ana se de o she furumu po ya nyan wo no what the cap 10,000 Ghana cedis
what the cap is saying
10,000 Ghana cedis Tio obi ye me chase ye cheche kanu a ye cheche kanana obi na 300 billion million na say ye dodo ye 30 million na wo sisi a so obi abedi ka be 10,000 Ghana cedis dia wo ne nanye o defo mukura etua bi so in the nutshell the end of it and say aban the futuro pa no betugu Ghana for any so. And Ghanaians must really read in between the lines. As a film. And he will be some say, Kana ya bogu on a Ghana there. A twice to say ya, the beer can corner. And baku say. Meaning standard of living today or MAAME is unbearable. Go out there and find out. Say, we a societal leader, and know how people are suffering down there. More especially in be your opposition. Uti. And you chita for them and you listen to what they say and what goes out down there. And the meaning about it means that they be a kakon. And yet, na culture of silence, yeah, cancel. I didn't know no could be one, or you'll be one, no casa, criticize it rough, another than some people. Democracy, you won't me. Meaning Nyema yedin to the extent say even journalists the cry say more criticize ya ban constructively ya near that time just last week and our sister station back echo keka the other side the opposite side of free SHS na free SHS no when anka bibia open free ya wonbe you know, say, and he ain't go but the aspect a policy abu introduce here, Obi anka say nye, what has here? By the mampam America was a mampam America, Emudian, mampam America, any other call implement idea for political what? Chicken change. Yedimrika ko implement here. And any krata mano, there is no paper for it. There is no laid down blueprint for that particular word running
free SHS policy.
There is nothing like that. In the course of implementing, na bibi nya niema to chima yenka. Sa uko ka o man penise ni tikwapai. That no I say yeah no the PhD the man honorary
University of Cape
honorary and as a proper one. Maybe
Nanya proper one.
Maybe that's
it was given by an accredited university.
But your type of degrees. Your honorary. And they work school now PhD nankasa. So there are difference. Because maybe that's a honorary and I say back no tra or what presidents who know yeah.
You're implementing the pre-senior
high
school policy.
Don't mind me. And honorary. So a honorary. That is what I just want to know. On that score, when you're quite now also near Boabaso Kakra. Adi also echo criticize your friend is saying a radio station, TV station. What did they say wrong? What in the image there say? So in the nice culture, I say, on my also near man koye near Bobusian to chocho and today. I console guya komu. Na ye bi ubebie wa no so akasa se o. Yiso jainia wo ye no na enye emwaye ya beso wa no. O ye den kasa. Security nsem a monyo wo man hu. And wo ye national security coordinator. We regional coordinator kra. Your friend is the vigilantes to me. Eba be bracket the way handcuff shall say master yacho. Security for security for training. Look at the way they handle them when they are leaving office, when they are supposed to leave office or whatever. Now me know why it here. E me dey over family amini umfa obia. Na no credit so there seize them from speaking the truth or saying it as it is. More especially at the interior. You see, we need to hold politicians by what they say when they are coming to government. And yes, sir. They are losing confidence in we politicians. I mean, introducing myself and I'm saying me a politician. As more politician for Ghana. Hey, because of an amor.
And politicians now say Ghana.
You see, a bunny say media. Ne fo say no kra no wa yenka de wa say no no ya
because the way it say a politicians 10 ejina ho a emu one obeka say bia or say the gospel
and why
omo aka nyina omo dada because omo hwe say de yesitie no man nwene ye ntoma e de efraye
ne science na ochina say me baba be vie for position bia na me ba upeswaso na me be can say ni na meya pick me on when I get the position. So me live up to expectation. Pinpoint to me say hey massa anya sa na ka kire.
Say no so near pinpoint and mo better tie.
Enya baby am fi no.
A cut across.
And this didn't happen during the other governments. And that you know, excuse my language. And that the cry. So that is why we need to continue hammering. And I think the time has come, say, ye political jackets in chain. I'm even urging you, the journalist. E wo musi ye ma mo hontomo. Ye ma mo no krane da ho a. Ye so mo mene. Mo kan mo bre. Ye kekan sema ensem fata. Efa mo ho. But that is the hazards of what? The professional more. No cresa money the fourth realm there. Me abai. Yes, Remo Ghana for nyina shamon cry. Ma politics. Say obi wa bam na obey intimidate mo. Ne scienti. Ne yaka mo kasa den asha mumu no. Yes, Remo continue voicing out and hold politicians by what they say. Me ba na me be can say be wo persuasion be because me person me MP and I say me person me hold position be ase me be fi manu aban me te say na wo ni me better na say na wo kasa about the DCEs whatever me no kasa CCE before you be pick DCEs ne MCE na say behind closed doors happenings. It's a nice song. Behind closed doors, me be man on get kawale. Akayem via. You see, So one way or the other, the reality is there. Say, when Timemufono start picking with the politician on some fee anwa, we will live up to expectation. Say me bachelor na me be vie for position bia. Minim say, asama me be canon, I'll be picked on. Ti say senior papa, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Eka yen say, hey, akonwa ni. Okokan we na nya Adom FM. Adom TV and FM. No say sikana na mete so.
Obeka wa ha.
Obeka wa ha.
Peace ha.
What say sikana?
I think say a day or 2 days to elections.
Yet sikaso.
And so come there.
What the other country ensign amambo boninti.
And not was.
And no na ye the core point. Ensign say amambo boninti. Accommodate. And then that time no be about 50 something billion. Nana de niema waye infrastructural development in kwa making kaya and can have the yen sorry. What say why then? What borrows kanya by heart. Wuna in fear 9 any quarter any woman. And then the first June into a young do it in fear 95. What bobusia 180 plus billion. Yeah, the Ghana buying was free your first year independent. Kwame Nkrumah breso. Eba be kan sana John Mahama efiso no. Yeah, the saskani nyina bomu a. Wo de mvie na wa body essence. The question here is that you were the one who told Ghanaians to say, Ankabusu anya priority because yet be so. So what has changed? What has changed? Look at what we are discussing right now. It's about debt. A canon. To be honest with you, the ehuni, anka womo fi aban and NDC yaba because you kwamu bagidi 2020 the AC no Ghana for crying in but you say we need to what be there for the people, not for us to be for the people to be there for us. We have to be there for the people. That is why we need to let go.
But I'm makai me wa fatikesi no what I can say MPB. A go for you to know was oh enya me o. But the people no. Enti na ma me force wa say me kwa enti mo the people no enti na mo force wa say.
Enti say ni say wo kan say me political pie baby am me a politician. Say mo na mo say o man e na wan kasa so wasa kasa ye politicians e do a. What can let politicians change is when we come and we campaigning. We must be told in our face.
No, gradually, no, there are Ghanaians' perspective about elections and now say for how we perceive elections, no, because who compare elections a year as to 2020 recently, say issue based. Atem the DNA animal, a sort of cry. It is a say, dear Obe, dear Wayne, the Entia was here and Twabama, dear Nawujina.
As we speak, my criticism, and I may criticize His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Nena Bayan. I'm criticizing him based on Nsema or catch the yen and Sana Yemano Sa Akwenye. Are you with me? We're failing poto. Was it family and friends grab and crying and can you do baby da? Debt no. Aside debt no. You can't be brewer, and I can assure you. So I didn't been the annoying government and NDC is in government today. This debt told Grana. There are other ones which are not accounted for.
For MAAME.
Maybe I do know. It was me no, you cannot cry. Where we are, the one who is on the throne, things that he's preached and what he says. Hasn't he practiced extreme vice? Hasn't he done more than BBISE to make a chance and say, hey, ja, Galamsey, how can you succeed in Galamsey fight? When your own people are there, we know them. We know that we are seeing
mention their names, report them to the appropriate authorities for them to be dealt.
What is this? What is this? That's some grand okay, yeah. book.
So say mampanyin no
aka
say
ono
open evidence. Untimi meka here say keke say we without evidence. Etifa koma mampanyin.
Oh, me Central Regional Vice Chairman of the party. And no way. And then some no anka. The former minister, Professor Boate. Or wahi? Me person me who baby or what is here? What happened to here? And the MPP penny for party penny for. What would I say or
Meda say Victor, Meda say.
You can't hear me.
I'll come back to you. Meda say pa. Around Benai. Hey, may you want people? Around Benai.
Yeah.
And Wakwaba.
Yeah.
And then is unlike you.
What's it?
And yes, I know it's a nedia bad say.
I knew your committee bina. Yam point mama. My latest son.
I see.
But Nam Kase, what damn say, Mini 1 hour, we are best or Yako, Nadia Cat, Modiama. So I 1 hour. Why actually pass Anna
Victor. Oh, I shall send you.
Oh, I see. Hey, first one,
first one.
Anyway,
it's honorable. I'm say paper no one near air course. They say Ghana Yankano 304.5 billion Ghana cedis as at the end of March 2021. In Susan Swabane away a day ebema Ghana Yisikasem any edgy.
You will be near Bamidas in Michia when we're tear for now. And your Mary. My millions are quaba. Well, let me can I jump man to the North Canning and say, why ye cheap as but I cram it, maintain. No. We say, as usual, typical of NDC. If you topic in the more Nam Galam saying, what could Pia Hanu Hurakusi and Hurakusi Hamwa, and that is even the more reason now.
And no can hold the real.
So he talked about it.
Yes, he spoke about it.
Yes, and didn't have your correct word. Okay, debt issue now. If you walk with receipt, a galam say walk with receipt. Family and friends.
Galam say you bow and of you. He knows what goes on.
That is why.
Oh, you have gone with the 1 hour. Me started 1 minute to grab me near now. That's typical and easy for you. So, Sana Mum more the 27 good years. 27. 11 years, mu PNDC time, the next time, Mokan will be in Kebi. Mokan will be in Kebi. One to me answer son or man shebre. So intolerant. And the program can be when you know, all the time in Nadia Kikado PBR. Me started 1 minute to me was a good. Look, kakra miti no. See if we are to take them serious. Okay, President Bia. Okay, say campaign or politician Bia. You can't throw kakra ni you can't throw kakra ni can't no kakra ni de fra. Mane kasa. Boa wetifo. President Mahama.
Victor so be yano am.
And this is President Mahama. What an embarrassment to the political class. And the member of NDC, Uniferiantino, which me say, politicians come by me, they should hold us. If there's any embarrassment to the political class, that of President Mahama, be a minister, what the vice president, the president, not to make a say, politicians, you ban no crano, you can't cranny, you can't throw a near the frafra, said the belly about to Abamai, and such a character, a per se, yes, I to Aban the man. It is only in Ghana. And now, with this kind of hanging over you, no, Ubenya the courage. If you say, men sign and cooperate among for no crime mandate. So, our conscience. Na adia feria pair and obia former president yes bia kunyan kwa won tina so da what could do that highest position I was say need any respect no what have you be a woman the embodiment of this nation utumika say chantro near there no any frafra said the beya e benya man for votes
Tantro kakra.
Said the beya, you benya man for votes. Ukope votes, you have to go and tell lies. Sitting former president.
No, but when you say be na opese or enlightened.
And I make say,
oh, it was politicians. Sometimes
no, that is what his character no exhibit no. Asembe na kan say no. The character no exhibit no. That is MAAME and DC for you. And you have his children sitting here today saying he said we should hold politicians accountable. So, a bunch of confused people. That is NDC for you. Otherwise, look. And I make an some do kika be me home. Debt. I mean the past and now do any abre. Say o me education. Si entumi anya hwe kura na educate the people. Hwe. We are say. For baby to say Japan, Switzerland, Malaysia, Singapore. Natural resources are here Africa and as a Ghana they don't have even 10% of it. And yet, a Barbara Boma it made compare Omana. No. You to fire home compare them. What is the difference? Then there cause all this difference. The human resource. The caliber of human resource on war vis-a-vis day. That is why yeti hey go do cry you between your 2 dia strengthen ye currency na you what how to go about it. Na garam say abeye issue na twobo hey all past governments ye try so for na nkobo mu the one na nkobo mu just the technology and the how ye de be no ye nya bi yet ya ne tu ye twa ye nkoko bebre agbrofi say koko no cry say ye hu de ye o ma meto a ye nim de ye koko ye most of them the natural resource are nankopon de ya adue ya asase so no that rich things away asase so no because ye ntumi sharpen ye human resource ninti no ye hu de ye to be catch us say ye tisika so eso hia kan ya. I'm not surprised that people don't understand. I'm not surprised. Are we not? As a country, Yentisikaso. Yetisikaso. Because all these nations, move for their resources are a 1 year and they could develop nations.
Honorable, from since the time Mamoka say Yetisikaso and so a comedy no difference bay and Amodia back. The
difference between and say you need Sakawa mentality. Where where so the Sakawa mentality. If you say Mpuntu overnight, it's not an event. So you have some of these boys who would think say Mekotina your friend say computer anymore within 5 minutes or say Minyeska, you get these young guys. As young as 18 or 16-year boys, thinking say young kukum ye be rituals overnight near Veneska. Your moment as a development, a process, and your event. The major development is bad. The major one, and I'm a human resource development. Major one, a human resource development. Otherwise, obetness can so. MAAME and as obusuan for betumi a jow. $1 million or $10 million or whatever. Now, so if you don't have the brain to manage that finances, we do some short term. We have a second. We saw the brains, when you even $10 and that's $100, we do some short term. We say we're turning things around. Now he's making it. It is Obiba. No say. Therefore, no man wahano. Going for long term, education is key. It's tackle from there. Next will be no fee say within 2 days or 1 year or 4 years, I will see the results from investment in education and American. Now in the panel on Yanti development asset. No Yanti development asset. Meanwhile, going forward, and Yama Ben had better to acquire short term, medium term, long term. A bit to me, attending Shebreno around. Yeah, you can Singapore, Dubai, and what have you. Go and check. At least 10 years. Oman develop overnight. The French Revolution and what have you, be no may happen overnight. Eti uhwe saban biba na nhihye no de agu fam. The agenda, for example, Ghana beyond aid. Agenda no. Uhwe agenda ne na muntri aye tu de kono a ana eye no kwese ebetumi de aduru bosha asase no so ana. Ana enkura yi aye nyina se ye ko school na by if I say the next 15-20 years. Na literacy rate about 95% ewo man mu a we are sure say common barrier ekun ebetumi ekun fi many your man mu ebetumi amene for lack of knowledge my people perish. We are perishing because of lack of knowledge. Hospital OPD a about 60-70% cases nya malaria ewa bra yi nim say common efi amanfo nso nim fi breeding tonton and this animal in Naba. If someone for me more enlightened, politician be like Mahama bit me a chance I could baby, I can say you didn't truck a crabefra. Fra number 2 when the people are enlightened, can you do that? Therefore, all politicians like Senamini can. You be more responsible because the people can think through whatever programs and policies and a year they be back. People will then understand. Say, for example, if we debt here 304 billion, it's not a crime. Have you checked the debts of other countries? Africa, the year Jatum say, hey, Bia, this is your debt stock. Even this debt stock is here, Kasi Bukumwa. What mean you forget? And they say, for example, Moka Bisiana Namakobo. Ukobo Bisia, for example, about 100 million. At 25-30% interest rate. No biba, no kobo 100 million. The berita 100 million now, nanki 25-30% interest rate no. Okoboro at a lower percentage interest rate, 5%, 10%. No the berita o diana. Inipani ye boy and say man na say you crucify.
The opposition for can say that's out of this quantum of money. Yeka ho asemi no me ba ho sheda enhu me ba ho adekode potia ni aba unim se
obi a onaye wa pretend say order nze ni nyane ye de ba the nipa na da mpampa o pre na ni beti obo so no ba o pretend say wada o bro na ya obe nden ya na ni ntie. Even that no more can it's an embarrassment to themselves and their members of parliament. They don't read. If they do because sabi besiano na kufu adu too plain na bia wakọ World Bank and as wakọ IMF no wakọ onomako negotiate no agiska no de agu ne bag mu no de ababe pia so we da mechire no every year per the budget statements I read way no if these people do read that they will not be sitting on TVs and radios making this noise again. Lack of knowledge about people perishing. Because every dime bia that has been borrowed bia no are there for those who want to read. Na ya na makai yankura brim tamana yeko school no. Ufi class 1 ukoni bana mami bisa se usua de asimisua 1 2 3 and asimisua A B C D. This is where the class are ending if we were. It is a basse ya bob a year. They want to see say ye baby jani ye can 1 2 3 na mko yesua ye ana A B C D. Ye ni ye ne secondary school universities no. Obi ye 1 2 3 ko baka say I'm reading mathematics. I'm reading mathematics. Empontio ye kan nyina. Like football, no matter the number of dribblings I'll be, no matter the shots I'll be taking, no matter corners I'll be nyina. Possession percentage, you measure by goals. Goals will be measured near Kase, ona we win and as no na win. And I am say who say o main GDP growth before COVID. Na ejina de jina na ase na mpontu ebe. Because that is the accepted worldwide yardstick the measures of maybe 2.1 and ase in 2. Under John Mahama in NDC free. The country's development no it take nose dive. Under President Mills, ye nya oye fufro. O my growth equal about 14 point something %. Basashi adia Mahama bebe so akunwa nu no all corner dey na lower from 14% all the way to 3.7. That is what I mean by Basashi adia. We abusunya panyi near the omaja pade jaw. Ye di nwan 50 na jaw. Na ye sibra bebu nkunta as nwan na katre a wahye. Abusunya ni nwan. It's your maya. Nyame to ne safre president na e grow at that level obeso mu no. From 14% all the way down to 3.7%. And you're fair. You come and sit here talking about say Umpontio Koso Abra na Uruome. Nana Kufado so far of the same time. Before COVID, near move of money from 3% at their average growth rate of 7% per annum. See, kasi ya betna aye yanom die ABC dem kusunya 1, 2, 3 a year. Then we go into our trackers. Na fe ye de toto ho. Momo ba ye no, mukosi circle interchange. Ene kaswa. Mo se man to nyum frem 2 interchanges. 8 years. 8 years 2 interchanges. Mo se a man to nyum frem. Obi ba in the first 4 term, no wo ye 8 interchanges. Na wo se a man to nyum frem, ene no wo ye 8 no. Kan de no be the first 4 years. Ka de no so ye. We are second year, or no by wire tema interchange.
The chunk of the money no call interchanges no more.
There be one time can say me metin me 1, 2, 3 and as ABC. But if I'm to cite just one example, even in the road sector, say me didn't come at the global picture where almost growth it taking nose dive from 14% no down to 3.7, and the answer by within first 4 years, no yamau average growth of 7%. Now 3.7 is 7. Man, I do it to my head in a year. Put it to my head in a year. And cram you no school. Bakunya average 40%. That is if I'm to run it up 3.7 on up 40%. We try 40%. Akra I could try 70% on average. We had another additional to Tukumana. So it's a just one example in the road sector. Just there. Ambulance service. Munkoto ambulance keke. Kra kwa pa kra man iskase onko market nkoto ambulance obetumi ato bi diabro man. Munkoto buses and you're fit for purpose according to MAAME Health Ministry and you're fit for purpose. 50 per after 8 years. And no because I'm not and you're fit for purpose ntino. And me no ka say Gubema camp na so omomponko no. Armed forces from Ponko na yedom ya parade no. Sa buses na ye di twa esre de momore. Obi ba in the first 4 years or the ambulance over 300 and something about. But I'm not, and I can say I don't want to go there because if we are to go there, near first sector by sector, per Dr. Baumia delivery tracker or the banner for each item by item infrastructure, they come nowhere near us. Me ba no can say a standard of living AKWAFO. Unless one standard of living as.
Ramba Genesis for mommy.
If you want to talk about cost of living, so be it, but not standard of living. Enra na se yame maame if you am free no piska da say menya obi dia suma no man dia kwa na se se enne me da ma metumi interoperability ada Roma metumi send this ka baby abe. You call that lowering of standard of living? Enra ya na wo ka obi e wo makura biase a eduru se duru homo entema e bia etumi save nipa life no. This afin ye dey come man car na say ye dey go say enne drones ada Roma. It will fly these things, blood and other things to almost needed places. Me no can say interest rates. That is cost of borrowing. We a businessman. And then this, na interest rate at the bank na say over 30 when you for 30%. Tisene obi ko borrow below 20%. Do you know what that means? What that means is a cost of money abeye low. Therefore, one say nipa no wadwuma deda na opese wo trim a okobo besia otumi de trim ye trade dwuma mu so no na e create more avenues for employment na e create more tax and so e de ma aban anase ye existing adwuma so a utumi ekokobo besia ne bi na so utumi de start wadwuma because of cost of borrowing abafom so it is a first sector by sector ni ye proper debate and analysis. I'm not surprised. Say, Omuntumi concentrate on the issues, so they just run around issues. But that is where we seek to advise. No wonder. So they keep attacking free SHS from all angles because when you say kwasienity na grow egu. And they believe say this omo nyoma omo can try no. If the many of the people no be enlightened that omo ntimi nko can try man into obiasu. Omo ntimi nko can try man into obiasu.
Honorable Superman.
Eti me di manusi no. One, this debt stock I'm okay. Koko check the details. Never how much of it are. You see, there's a difference between a yankasa debt no bisi yankasa wabo any debt stock as at this today. Then I make me mad the first example no. Say for example say what the 100 million now with interest of 30%. Now me ba now me so me kwaje 100 million the same 100 million now at a lower interest rate now the be retire what there na 100 minus 100 technically nke zero. Now so mo ma fa ne say my day makobo Bisia extra 100. So the mention.
Calculations net here.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's not say there's a difference between your debt stock. Your debt stock. Any dear wo nkwa wo dia nso waburu. It is a year
bosia ebebo no. Nisi hu e de be my number of period a yedi ebetria e be start say yetria say sika na aban betimi aba obeji another bosia e dey offset it that bosia na writing off. Of
course say you need a maybe I find say the UBA for the year 1 year maybe omutua interest about 30-40%. Saban bi ba no okoje besia the same amount. Maybe a baby okoje no kra ya sama na be 30 years to pay and 20 years to pay. One rate of interest no abafom which is savings to the nation. And the phase, because instead of saying within 1 year or 2 years, now you have 20 years or 30 years. You have that space, fiscal space, to maneuver. Okay. So again, yeah, they forget to say that loans no mukojiji at those killer interest rates no. Bisano, so every year be saying you interest servicing kwa. To the bia we have to go and borrow to service that interest on those cutthroat loans no mukojiji. Me no can say most sign those dubious PPA agreements, take or pay agreements. Where are some of these energy providers? It mean mo no ma sign PPAs. And all the machine services group say we produce energy, man produce energy, you pay me. Na and this for say yagiatu.
It's honorable.
In the process no
about 304.
So opposite who don EDB kakra bi kwa me bia no na
304.6 billion no. Ebetimi abase enye ekankasa edaho eno no.
The BTAT. Enti am say death talk no eye ka asa today.
Okay.
So na eno na me kire say omo no ka say ye ya bomu bisia sei.
Okay.
So we ever say be omo kon.
No ka say over.
They ever say that is where they get it wrong. For lack of knowledge na make an be no. For simpler you know. Ye ever say ebia omo no kon na ye 100 million.
Okay.
So and ye buy no yakoji 200 ye de no so yakoji 200 if e bia 200 na wokoje ye no udi mu ye pass 50 akwa service omo
eka no
de na na ke ye tua no at a higher interest rate e bia one no again to say take or pay a year make me no can say this country every year we have to pay about $80 million plus for power yenye day yen use. So power yen here yen use na sebio power na yen use eti yen generate sika bia me mfa ntua obi ko bo besia de betua na ukuro ya na akofa saa aka ne besen amanfo ko mu no obegina aka se besia ne yehu de ye de betua mu take or pay useless a power agreements no mo sensa ye no it's useless because how on earth and now say one casa as a private person ubekwa rent emphasize this car renter as be ubekwa catch me say mo fa land cruisers 4 emesisi me fie abroad so onko na ate ho unyusu no but busumi bia o dem mle me bill na metua cars na unyusu no because ono car rental company ni there as long as a car ni si fie no nko ade it means every month be also head obeji ni sika. That is the kind of energy PPAs almost inside. Mufa energies any mesisi kro no mu na de boso so ebetua moka en generate bia power bia man en generate revenue bia man no how were they expecting that will be paid?
Thank you so much, Honorable Medasipi. Honorable Benjamin Aye, former NP for Upper Dintra West constituency, and Otis Wakasa or then no SC no mamisha messages kakra modi abana me febi enwemo Munkaila Jonas and was say who say man no day. Court has ordered Achimota to readmit the Rastafarians because being a Rasta doesn't make one a criminal. There are even people who prove to be angelic in the open while they do devilish acts in the dark than Satan. So allow them to go to school. But this ruling shouldn't pave way for others to also join and abuse the Rasta world. However, this ruling confirms that one cannot just sit and do any patapa and tintin behavior regards to Abanga aka Obiabedidi Peche and Odiaba. Senior, I'm pleading with the president to sack majority of the MMDCs because most of them did not help him and the party members at all. Greetings to the Nabi, Abele, Edway, Efrinungwa, and Ode Ebayem. As a matter of fact, BMZ, some of the MMDCs are very arrogant and disrespectful to our chiefs. So President Akufo-Addo should listen well to the grassroots and foot soldiers as we are all propagating breaking the 8. And Galamsey now, regards to Paul Kwabena Ameni, the incoming Eastern Regional Chairman, and Chairman Makiba. We free one funny ding, Mauso de free Asaman Kase, and what they buy. Mami, good afternoon. God bless my mother. Mame also Onyame. You I greet my MP1 Honorable Alexander Ato Kwame Nafenyo Marken yo Jansa Edway Efri Winneba and our day buy. Good afternoon, Mami Biama, please. I informed you about cars that use unapproved routes to enter the motorway at Community 18 and the road from Manef, please. If the MTTD have not seen it, pass this information to the MTTD of the Ghana Police Service. I also got to know that you were a teacher before. I want you to know that I was at home from Bodumasi for a funeral at the weekend and met my primary 1 teacher who taught me in 1957. He was so excited that I said if Mami Biama was a teacher before, why should she be called Madam Soja? Oh, Menye Soja ni yompacho. Menye Soja because of my size and my stature. Intia, watching you live from Kintampo South Mansia, I think I've read this one. Mystic Wonder Edway Fin Sawoma Dweji. Good afternoon to you, Mami Biama. Keep up the good work. It's inarguably clear that Ghana is in a reverse gear under the leadership of the insensitive Nanado's government. The educational system is crumbling. Price of goods and services, cost of living is unbearable, and the center cannot hold. Nanado has failed Ghanaians woefully and must fix the country now. Noah the Ark Builder, Mami Soja, you see, if hooligans is being upgraded to national security, this is the results we will get as a nation. But I know some low-minded thinkers will come and defend them, but forgotten that any chief priest that canvasses for a crumple of a town is also a living soul in that town. Word to a wise is in my hometown, Bembela, and what they are Babiamzi one. Can you imagine this list of aspiring MMDCs for the various MMDAs in the central region? Hey, I draw so papa, way a day. Hey, Central Region kwa. Yeah. Where do you mean to mean kind? Where do you mean to mean kind? Me man hwe wahu. Edoso, honorable. Edoso papa efutu nkwa nipa 7. Cape Coast nipa 18. Upper Denchira nipa 10. Upper Denchira West nipa 9. Gomwa East nipa 10. Ejumako Enyan nipa 12. Enfantema nipa 12. Ekumfi nipa 9. Ewutu Senya nipa 10. Commander Edina Egwafo. Oh. Commander I did not tell you. Hey, I didn't also. Commander nipa 5. Ewutu Senya East nipa 3. Abra Sebu kwa Manka nipa 8. Fifu Atimokwa nipa 13. Esikuma Dobembra kwa nipa 22. Gomwa Central nipa 3. Gomwa East nipa 6. Aguna West nipa 9. Asin South nipa 4. Fifu Himai Lower Denchira nipa 3. Asin Fosu nipa 3. Gomwa West nipa 3. Asin North nipa 5. Enti nipa 181. Hey, enye easy. Edwe Richard Tachimensa, Regional Secretary, and one atnas and compiling in na ena ode aba nipa dodo a womoko epre season. Na bacho mami hunu you know Central Region districts no makoma kwa esen ena nipa esen 23 seats. 23 districts ena nipa 181. Ena kopre. No by no so.
Nipa se na koy.
And the end of month many and yet you was
500 ntino.
What? Yeah, I was your for am right. They say yeah interest rate and I say yeah policy rate no that so. Na ejina 14.5%. Nyame adom Bank of Ghana e dey about 13.5%. Enti Victor, we ebenya impact our businesses so ana.
Remember, let us say, I say before I even touch base on that. Impact about our businesses so they be negatively because already
a policy rate na
I didn't say that. Your good banks, are you with me? You know my banks here. Your good isika na you here to sustain your local banks. Are you with na ne dodo na amount. Any near a buying say ye di guom. What was the difference? Ogu ni wiye ye no watu kwa yako amanone. No akọ bobusia. So the BBC bank. What is it? Where is the sense here? But before then, let me touch base on a lot of BIAMAH ekasai. You see, this is where we have a big time problem. When we come submissions are.
That's over 10 minutes.
Yen bre ye ho ase kakra. No mine and say you bottom. Say yeah the power am I we shouldn't be feeling as if say the world belongs to us. There is so much arrogance in the submission and insults left, right, forward, center. Was say way Mahama way and cobe presenting or obey no crowd obey to me presenting or say Yantone Swababi Mahama way. What kind of language is that? Well, you soon send people, but let me touch base on them. Miniama say me better na hey, and now me explain it. Say we should pick our politicians on. Say ye vie for position, and some fear no any treat mamufo. The mamufo should hold us on when we are giving the power, so that we will live up to expectation. But say omunim say asema me kan me fa me wedi. Me power na me pen me te say ni aban ye na then of course sa na ntro no ebeto aso sa me ka we a
and ye Ghanaian checking
nti me ka we na me di 2 Ghana for does it mean say me say ye twa ntro kakra ana say ye twa ntro kakra ni aka no kre kakra and the bema timamufo vote aman does that mean that is who I am?
No, he wasn't referring to you.
He wasn't referring to himself. He was trying make assembly or the train His Excellency John Dramani Mahama every Pensua would do to be a president, like he said when he was the president. So when you're president, Kawanutum. So be a president and I'll be the term. It's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama not vindicated in those submissions he made. Promises in someone nanefi the vice president, His Excellency Baumia, during the time he was a running mate. The realities that we're seeing with him. It's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama not vindicated. What is wrong here? Asem na okana we yi na no akosi bone no. Eka se onu mpo se onu otwa ntro kakra. And okano kre kakra se ne be ya o meto abama. That is not what the interpretation he has given to asem okan here. And na me ma mfato.
Maybe the interpretation or the ma wo wasem a wo kan no.
Interpretation or the ma asem na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ka danu bia. Or they ti as onu mpo ridicule no to that level no. Dear or no na onye president. Na no ye flag bearer. A obe catch there Ghana for say. Sikana yet so which in a show clearly say Busian and said that your priority. Is that not what the meaning of that interpretation? Come say me boy. Say yet sikaso. Na so esan say amambu boniti. A comedy and then wa babet naso. No about Busian say what is he talking about? And then calculation on my way. Miniaba. What are you talking about? Say your debt stock neno. Eh, will be what kind of share say 300 and whatever million billion. That time no tiso. Now yenye waso. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama waso. No about Busia above a little above, let's say 50 billion. No more can't say. Or Bobusia basa. Na import development awaye. They are there for you and I to count. Or better na no kase and kabusia ya boy and then not me expecting so bebo say ya we ye he was giving us figures in terms of what 7 point whatever and 3 point whatever 5 physically, and what that has happened to Ghanaians is what we're talking about. What he say development what we you can't development a process and your event me boy. That time na otisika so na accommodate na obi wo akonya so niema oye ni ehu no. Not that time the event. What is my brother here sitting here and telling us? And telling us NSA bisa about what you promise and you are not doing now. Or say we have sack our mentality. That is an insult. You should have let him withdraw that. Ghanaians don't have sack
I asked him to explain.
So the explanation he gave you were convinced.
He did.
And so we are sack our mentality. No, excuse me.
No, it's different from what.
Continue.
You can continue, but never try to misquote me.
Victor,
can you allow me to flow?
Yeah, flow, but don't lie when I'm sitting you.
I can't misquote you. Look, we are not class one people.
I never said a Ghana for
you made mention of a lot of things here that you said we don't read.
Of course.
It is you who read and have this opportunity. You are insulting me, please. Don't take things personal.
If you read that, then are documented. So why you?
Question is,
you are taking things personal. And I can go viral.
I am not.
I heard you. Arrogantly, you are insulting us.
No, I never insulted you. I said if you read that these things are documented.
So if you tell me we don't read, we never read.
The thing is documented. All the figures you are asking for.
And so the 300. So, what you put on this paper and gave me, is it true or false? So I couldn't read it. What kind of a classroom are you sending me? Maybe you have your own created classroom. The debt told what we have been told on this paper. Tell us that what they've written and we are debating on is a lie. They are lying. Catch me. Than telling you what do you mean by we don't read? And you don't call that an insult. I feel extremely insulted. I am not a class 1 chap. And when we talk about the politics of the day, we have been from the grassroots to where we are today. Like you, how you've been an MP before. When we talk about the politics, we are not riffraffs. So, who to sue words? Now, kasa nasi yebetna hani kasa. We shouldn't think that we know than those out there. And so, your kasa ehonte. Can you use a former president and be calling him what? Way? When there is a lot of mess today, you tell us all this thing. The president of the land leaves this country to go and even tell people outside, other president in France, say, oh, person, you rule out your debt. You fire cabinet then and chair. Play now, or they call say, yan yanti ye castle, employ my no. President no hello. Some kind of plane on Tremuda on renty bida. And you go there calling say they should write off your debt. You come here and come and throw dust in our face using 15,000 euro per hour hiring a what? A plane. Whilst your brother at the same vein using our plane, what is there for you to have used that you didn't? Using it to another country. If that had happened in our time, you don't even call this one Sakawa government. You call Ghanaians Sakawa mentality. You preach virtue and practice totally vice. Adia dawa ya kan wasem. I jump from 120 billion to 300 plus billion. When you had promised us, say anka, eba busuya, anka wo de nye priority na sika na wa haya. O ba yeso ade we boroni. Ade wa ye no, you can't even mention it. My dear sister, this gentleman here, who in the normal circumstance I called him the respect that he's due because he does, but he doesn't. He told blatant lies here. Say we built 2 interchanges. We built what? 2 interchanges. When they came, they have built what? 8 interchanges. What the minyana kwa bubo achro. Metesano obo that of Tema. Sinihu. What brought about the Tema runabout overpass? No? Is it your government that made provision for that money? What buying a copper scan? That development is part of one port expansion. Port ne expanding. It was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama there. It is part of that what deal. Ukonya scanwe. Pokwasi interchange ya ukanwasem. 180 billion now is it part of it? Minyaba, let's go to Obechebi. The second phase of that project is what they, one way or the other, are doing. But the first phase of it was our project almost just after cycleway. No, that is what we're going to do. It's the same what? Contractor. Even that of Kaswa, what did they tell us? His Excellency Nana Dankwa Dinini Kekuye. Eba catch say what it's kind the ISR way no. It is what or by when to match natum. Why they to match natum? We were here when you took our own asset, ECG, electricity company, at the command, family and friends. They've stolen us. What has happened to the owners of the PDS company? What has happened to them? You are here saying, a president who has come rule this country, but for even COVID. You come look at Ghanaians and tell us you're going to build 88 hospitals within a year. I saw some ground value for me. And you will open your mouth and insult a former president of this land.
Honorable Benaya Mpacho Bremo MAAME, yeah, interest rate, yeah, policy rate, yeah, so from and you be a Benya Susanso, and ya Benya Susanso, yeah, economy this one. Beto, by you were free. So who are giddy.
Me, when we
I am a
then choose your words here. Who did you attempt their metro? The better also made in another. What is a maybe man?
Listen,
I will sit here for you to
P program na yen. P program na
yen.
Maybe
at him did no coffee.
Jahina, it
say be or say there or no way.
Because if me say tie in other countries, president resign for dishonesty. So Nisa, for dishonest statements, others resign.
Okay. It's extremely honest.
If you have a former president, now otumi bekase, so person wuni ye kofo odidie. Yen twan tro kakra.
Why would you tell him the president cannot say that?
Oh.
The former president did not say what the interpretation you are giving. I will sit here for you to repeat this thing.
Do you understand the difference between interpretation? Did you say
That's what they do. And he's only advising that it's a wrong thing for us to be doing. You don't
you see that the interpretation under normal circumstances.
Waiting for it to play.
Please do.
So between kaka say men twan kakra ne emfa se kakra ne emfa mfrafra. That means such people of such mentality should not have place. I will say Mama you see, you forgot your MAAME campaign or no? There are more bodies, and I keep saying that people should read. So I say what here, or can you can loan us, or say, hey, you know, scan one of a buy. Me boy.
But you hold on.
What say? Me hold on. Intimate time knows what pause me boy. Okay.
I'm repeating, you know, say it drew election timer. Na amanyo kubia epre. Nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma dane ama eno na obeka. Nti entra now they film. No cry now they film. Ya de frafra. No cry no ho yenka. Na ya de intro film. I'm repeating, you know, say it drew election timer. Na amanyo kubia epre. Nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma dane ama eno na obeka. Nti entra now they film. No cry now they film. Ya de frafra. No cry no ho yenka. Na ya de intro film.
This is supposed to be the voice of
Many about And yes, say a program about 5 hours. More money in our man. More money in our man. That is what I mean. Missing.
What I'm
saying is I will forever be grateful. I'm an anado, so the free education by. Even loans, ya minu ye ken. What is what I say? Obechebi, NDC for one year who's Casemno, when they say. So, what they do not know.
18 changes.
What they do not know.
18 changes now.
Who apply for loan now? Don't draw down. Yemfa in charge. Who apply a loan as of mine? Now, on draw down scanner. Yemfa in charge. Therefore, so ukroya betna. Wasati pokuase, wasati obechebi, wasati ha, wasati nyina. Na wasana down who be say yen chire de dis kana ye. When ye clear say ye time wa ye draw down that loans no, and I become your desktop no. Why do you want to take the credit for so now prepare you know, and yet the project no there, yen for man. When they draw down this year no, and as it happen under somebody's tenure no, that is the time wa.
Find out this right now and tell us.
Masa,
find out.
Unimo the principle.
Issue with them.
See, just a principle. You see, it's just a principle. Ask any finance person. Even at the personal level, fancy why apply to Ghana Commercial Bank. So more business 100 Ghana, and now management now approve. Unko 100 Ghana is now odeka. Unika. It's time my
yeah, the contract. I'm a contract.
They want to take credit for all those hospitals now before time na year financials because the moment time and I'm starting construction you know it's true that means about time I'm draw facility down and by financial you be no time I'm draw it down get added to my desktop. This basic things no be di watching ye. It is a case say yeah suppose say ya boka dia and ya chose and say dia that project no e can be near the year and also why you confused.
Honorable yan share interest
but rate interest rate as man American. Interest rate as man American. Meaning say disaster. And you close with bank and you close with this thing. Simple thing. Cost of money. Cost of money. Cost of money. But bien no be ditching. To work me who why I saw ma e be debatable. Say wo bob sia. E dia ko yadwuma. Na si hu na ye jew no. E ya about 30%. That means for example wo 100 cedis a ye fa no nominal simple rate. Wo 100 cedis for 1 year. Na interest rate o here 30%. It means I finish also go to say 130 cedis. It is obi aba na rate na ba down to 13.5. It means I could be 100 cedis. I finish so I will say 113. 113. It is only in NDC mindset. And office will be an busy and garbage 130 no, and no 113 bad. This simple thing. I'm not surprised therefore say Yabuba Bana President Akufo-Addo in 7.6. 7.6 something. Near about next person 7.2. That is Mahama 7.2. No master started boss. Mahama 7.6 in 7.2 tier resource. Now Yabo be diesel when you 7.6 million. Yabo nipa diesel when you 7.2 million. Now mo boss Mahama. It be no more yawa. It be no more yawa. Because it's a disaster. Say interest. What? Cost of money, cost about for more. It's just like say any other ABI, a bro bo about for more. Yen yan for so, and I'm a mobile about for more. Yen a cost no about for more. Ye day, unyan for so. Interest rate no, ni TTM a cost of money. Uko jisikana, besia, ye disihu. The cost. It is a first in rank out 30 CDs, 100 biana and ukutia below 13 CDs. Cost name of.
That's your number.
Wait.
100.9 FM. So, but your last leg and a quick one. Victor Mpacho, Mr. Victor, me Pacho. Last leg.
Where I want this to yeah, I want this to Kokofu. I say, because the money is not there. The money is not there.
People who have the entrepreneurial
Meramwasi pimpin for now. Yensha your last leg no. Yensha Achimota school versus the Rastafarian saga. Court a really I must say. Yes, say Yenyen Kwadano it was school honomo. We know is it a plus for human rights or a challenge for school autonomy? Yensha ebe boyen anase ebebie kwan bi ebetwa sebia to hono mama. Obi aba me susu asuma me sumnie me dress nie say na me fa me ho enti no me susu me ba school ama ono so ya gina tum an idea sa na sa court ruling no etwa to hono amaye. Victor,
in the first instance no menye omo na omo support the decision school no FI not to admit that boy.
Okay.
And then when you go to even our churches, formally we were not accepting that. By a tradition, really pesa, 80%, and cherry. And then ma call saloon. I call design umuti pesa. Are you with me? No more sorry. And then call most of the churches. A lot of people go to church with all manner of what? A tea, whatever. And traditionally, when it comes to that, that shouldn't have impact on addition abofraun. So abofraun we yi ne ho e no hye pio tobi ana ne ho nyina gugu on the bus school na nya. That one we can agree. So for me in the first place now we na nye asema nke se ye twe no kwa. I didn't support that. Anti court ruling no kwa no na me dey na kwan so. But the truth of the matter is will the school I thought they be court to me rule on my to me rule kra against obi. There are so many cases you rule as a binding obi ade mano back. Go and find out whether you this one. And you na bebre emra I said that enye juma say because a binding gaza a victim. Oh, unze say BBC anaze emra echi obi. Na ese utusu anamon because of selective justice. I won my munti. Yim. Ebi wo wa yamani nyejuma. There are people who are some paper or whatever about to say akolani yamano scholarship or beko school abrochi or so.
Okay.
I heard something like that because he had admitted up to now. That is also school. School did that.
Yeah.
So as to whether the boy is ready and the parents ready to still send their child there, what negative impact on Akolano because already you start exactly.
Idea syllabus grow ye de chira de. Yanom.
Victor Bajo. Victor Bajo.
Books are
Victor Bajo.
Court no not only asking say you admit your colano, but I say you finding your man school no credit chesika Emma colano. Yes, that compensation because already you see akwala say your man tuition. No, you part-time class.
Ah, okay, at the man.
Yeah, part-time class man because I
So kwasi adonu na oten Ghana honorable yen share achimota Rastafarian issue is a court really ama obi ehunu the smoothness level just ankoda no be back to say no press obi ama on scholarship say the Victor Ekano omo be call school anamo ben ana eswa ben
I read it in somewhere in the newspapers.
Oh, okay.
And I think we discussed it some or baby. So I believe anything American ABR. It may be true, it may not. But I read it.
Well, no crime has me read that, but that is why, as usual, social media and some year to me, when your scholarship are wise is still here. But yes, but in any case,
say you want crophobia almost assume be almost so na omega. Say ho na me be. Ayi bi wa ha say. It be ba eno so so e.
Ho na me be. The decline no. Where ma obi a na down say your education standards no air fall. This one more na make am fi say kwase aniti a na agro agu no ntino. They should do everything to destroy education. Otherwise the last SHS for your first batch of free SHS students, the whole West Africa, the best 465 are in 465, the whole West Africa. They move 411 if you could. Nigeria for presenting over 2 million candidates. Nigeria for represent over 2 million candidates. Yet here, coming say anya require banyoma international. Dia, kaya ye true and I'm quote is a blaster aircraft and I said, those kinds of things. It is a Ghana students, Nigeria students, Gambia students, and it's a real students. Eko could see a kind. Not the first 465 or the best 465 no. It move 411 if you crew more we so ya. Hey, no we are back as for money insurance. And what ya feel with ye. E dey do mambo assurance. But going to Achimota. Mudia sempa. Because it beats my imagination. I should be proud of it. Let me be honest with you. Tell my name of parliament. You call ILO conference. Switzerland. That time na President Mahama afford a bribe, a break it out. The whole man break it coffee break and a brofi be a Ghanaian delegation. No more say, oh, Mona as a president say. I had to defend. Said never. Me can if you had that before I mean if you are coronavirus so I'm so many criticize no. But outside I had to defend my president. So you can ask that time you're a ranking member. You can ask the chairman, any other committee members. I feel maybe a question they can acquire the facts. But how can I use washroom? I had to curtail their listen. It may buy a international idea. At least we should be proud of our children. In any case, Achimota issues. Me mum de minyaya me support mum fi se nka court a nkeye. Ya na enema bi se arbitration. Eboa na ye bewie na ye win-win situation a ya na eboa bebre. So they go back court manson there no way position we say me na me di bem.
But looking at what Margaret is even saying,
yes. It is here. Said the now will be saying going forward no. Comfort kwa there neba odi bidie fa nanim tum na be session ano wo fra na nwura on hyempa boa na wagya na you know say
na po sebe o se densi na
sebe yes and na me kan say omo yi ni sisi na se say yes star ni and ye de beba class and ono de ye be condemn no na
I don't think say to get to that point.
Why not? Because it's in principle that be able to me say a bit more about no. Now so in principle no court ruling no say na kire. Na de ya me na kakra ne say a judge for no. Adan and what Ghana ha ewia kete shishishi mu omo da ho hye gun ene sa omo rig no. Adentia. It's part of the heat. Exactly. She says, I'm sorry, as a judge, as a lawyer, and that Nanka me call, and I'm saying, oh, shoe, we party. Lie. Why are they not moving away from that? In the name of so-called civilization, I mean. And so to keep our traditions. Nintino. On our corner point. Master the heat. Because apart from new court here, we have a air conditioning. You don't want heat. And so they stick to it. Why are they not changing it? In the name of human rights, record, even as a journalist. Only rights phone cry. Not even so they are too silent. It is a miko record to demo dear. You come a laptop across every day. Me do no. Mean to mean can say you me right. Why? A part of rules. That's why I said me what right to use my phone and my laptop anywhere. No, say me agree. Say me court them on Kwadi. Almost say rules there. It mean to me from my phone. Mean to me yep she with my phone so. Yes, I make a sample. I don't cry. What's the answer? No cry. But they could not court them on laptop. Okay. What would they tell you? Me first time me call court. I mean could be that. Na me driver be na truck driver be no akwa timber nua bi say unlawful illegal be those days early 90s and omo che no na say car ne call e dey case ne call court no car una na say me di akire ko bi tie frɛ me ko gina anim homo say me ne car ni wura na me say a loss man me dem saba akwa hye mbutum na je ma jo so me ho na je me gina homo hey that na me tie a friend in court lawyer bi ansori am pacho as a friend in court say oh to me say me ma court because papa now say judge no can say me who do kire no kra so ansan na say lawyer no e ma me yi me say na je me gina ho attention ni na ye rules rules are within omo environment no omo enforce
Victor please
Omo enforce within omo jurisdiction. So the guy was thinking, say, if for the sake of uniformity, rights no ye ni ye bebre o. Ye rights no kwan ye responsibilities no. I know say out there in US other places which we Saturday be out which me address anyhow be out bia na dia kotna class teacher ni kasa obisa question person left na peja which me peja on left and as on right mu bia that is normal. Iti ehona sisi aye kika koyo
atomo kra no omo nu omo ho so omo jeja omo ho ma ne ma
enu na sentra me sisi suatra na ye corner right ye nhwe responsibilities no and na ye society no is such say class society we ha unlike the other place prime minister kra abako no bi wa for bus public transport and that's whatever no ye bicycle ye ha na classroom iti Victor ene mahama mai got na classroom man you so go for because ne ba bia nko school bi na me wi nje ho na ade be fa so mahama ba president ba na classroom no wa hihye ne ho doso na ya manu wiamfo ba me bai na tade kura no ba bi atete
what
ne twate no de kwatna that class na inferiority complex kura be ba on so da me chen e makura no kura you know etina I thought say ye hwe ye ho and you think at least you do classroom dianka ye ma that ye nyina ye nluku uniform ye nyina ye nluku uniform kakra and so eja human rights if we
a quick one where am say Victor interest one
number
3 president the foreign travel no or say is it extravagant?
These people
rape of
are the guys, they are the kind of guys
we am saying na wo no onfen to kwan
unim Air Force
I'm passing
odo bi akokoto
why
na do obi akoko
bomti na no kra
unim so do country no kra so ko no say for years in your see country no
kra kan no ye
one kind so
I've not seen it.
Okay, you are pretending to sleep.
But you are journalist.
Wait, almost so
do you have any news like that?
Do we
have any news like that? Yes, pull it out.
It has been confirmed. Google it, you will see it. It's from NDC for us and fake and then na say mumu fi say president etu kwan nti na mo do obi akotena radio bi say president tu kwan o play fufu bi ma enko tehwe no mu no a nti na mo yesa ade mana president ekọ
Abusuafo Madam Asempanyin for Victor Kwashi Adono, former NDC General Secretary of the Greater Accra Region. And out is Wabeka Mehono and ne Victor and ne minim say de a year asoni hunimu and ne asia de kusie jun socha asoni hunim. Honorable Benjamin.
Indirectly, no.
Honorable Benjamin Aye, former MP for Upper Denchura West constituency. Ebe you for me no na one be boa me. E ma ya dwendwen o my Ghana ho. Aw na nka na me bie lines na to mu pa matie for motimi afre bi na so ebere na ya be mesre mo. Ya wada de mo fa nche me ya wada. Me sha asia mo na mefa mo cause mo na me dem be ya kana wu. Atie for mo na me dem be ya kana wu. Enti mesre na mo fa nche me pa mesre mo a. Ebrana ayebe menua Ola Michael abetete pono na chi ho no mo a me sorry so ye oba na waba bejeje motata e de mo akofie me ade aseda eni kabia emma ejo odame adoma jere osajima na frema abankro wadaroma e na obo aye eme de dwumade nyina ye de ebre mo amode messages e ba ye nyinara mo ametimi kenka amode no mutiri nkwa mo amantimi akenka amode no so mo fa encheme etule bia na we can say topics na ano ohye edi wo bo awuram kra na ayeden ehye yeden ayebebo awuram midi ede MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO dia midi gya wa ne se hwe ho so yie na hwe ho so yie a wo benyina che eda masema kra mo ameka wanya nwatu mo wi na chacha